Oh, I'm all fuzzy on my camera. Right, that's it. We're live.
Hey!
With much fanfare.
Exactly indeed. Hello and welcome everyone to Failcast Season 12. Bum, 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 bum. Not even The Walking Dead could go this long.
I like the Hollywood touch there.
How are you doing, Mr. Esteban?
Oh, mate, I'm all right. I'm way too hot. That's part of the problem, right? This weather
in general,
is bullshit. But otherwise, I'm actually quite hyped because I've not had much time with the game, but I have been super looking forward to it, and I've missed you, of course. I always miss you. It's not the same without you. And in honour of this special occasion, for the start of our 12th season, I think my mic levels are a bit too high, a bit too sexy. There we go. In honour of this special occasion, I have a new energy drink for trial. Hold that up to the camera. It's called Ecstasy, or well, actually Exstaze. Being the connoisseur that I am, I thought I'd share with you the description here. It is an energy drink, technically speaking, but it's also an alcohol-free apple cider with tutti frutti flavour. I never figured out what was tutti frutti. I remember it being a flavour of Gino Ginelli ice cream from like 1989, but that's about it.
That's true, and I always used to get it confused, tutti fruities, with the penny chew fruit salads. They kind of became a bit interchangeable. So as soon as you said tutti frutti, I was about to shout out, "Oh my god, is your tongue gone orange?" But that's the fruit salads.
Yes, sorry. It is, and I love those as well. Something else I can't get here. Right.
Segue into Jippo Sweets. Sorry, everyone.
This tastes wrong.
Is it not giving you XTC?
Every day we stray further from God. It's it's odd. Like the apple hits you, and then there's like a bizarre caramel aftertaste.
Oh. Halloween?
Possibly. What's more alarming is, you know how sometimes it says on the back, not suitable for children or pregnant women?
Ooh, yeah.
Well, this time it says not suitable for children or women. Like, at all.
What did they do to deserve that?
I don't know. But there's other good news. So anyone who's watching or is watching on replay may have noticed I have somewhat of the long locks going on. Right. In my entire life, I found one person who knows how to cut my hair without making me look like a twat. And, you know, it's difficult because I look like a twat most of the time. But found one person who could cut my hair. Anyway, I tried to make an appointment with her, and her name disappeared off the website. So I thought, okay, maybe she's gone to work at a different salon.
She's gone to hide.
Found out today, she must have had enough of me because she's not only quit the hairdressing salon, but she's quit the profession entirely and is training to be a prison guard.
Is that so that she can give you crew cuts when you end up inevitably in there in some kind of fit of rage?
Well, I don't know, but the fact is that now I look like a mop. I look like an upended mop, and there's nothing I can do about it. So that's put a temper on my day. And then also, like I was saying, it's hot as balls. It's really, really hot. And it's like that oppressive, humid heat that means you can't think. So I was kind of thinking all day that maybe I wasn't going to be at my best. But then stream time comes, and I switch on the magic, and I drink a non-alcoholic apple cider tutti frutti travesty, and things just kind of find their way. So, how about we dive in? Because we're doing something special this year, are we not?
We are indeed. We are going to be trying out the two-player career mode, which will kind of make us do something very, very different. And I'm not necessarily going to be putting up personal massive playthrough videos of F1 21 this year, so that it can our 2-player career mode can shine in the shininess that it should be, so that it gets the attention that it deserves for season 12 of Failcast. So, but what that means is that it frees us up to try a very different approach to how we normally do it, where we attempt to do a single season and then life gets in the way, or there's a global pandemic, or you end up in prison getting crew cuts from angry ladies, and and Taco Extraordinaire comes along, and then someone fork smashes a door. So yeah, we're all good. But it means that we were just chatting before we went live, and then we thought, oh, actually, we should put this bit live. Thank you very much to your lady for suggesting, because it's a fabulous idea. Well,
while we're on the subject of all this stuff,
yeah.
Something else that I must ask you, because I know you're a man with the finger on the pulse of London. Did you see in the library system the rainbow dildo butt monkey? I never thought I'd have to say that sentence.
I feel like someone's found some Pornhub search criteria for me. But no, I have not. What is this?
So in one of the boroughs, the library was doing a teach kids to read, story time. They did the drag queen story time not long ago. Well, this time they had a multicoloured butt monkey. So this was a man in a rainbow coloured leotard with a monkey mask, but he had 8-inch dildo sewn into the front of his costume, and his ass cheeks were exposed. And when I heard about this, I thought, I know one man. If I know one man in the world who's going to be there, it would be you. But you've let me down.
No, damn you, long COVID. How dare you deny me of the privilege of seeing this? That sounds like so on a slightly related note, because it's been Pride Month in the UK.
This is already going to be good if it's slightly related to a rainbow coloured butt monkey. Go on.
Manor House has put in the chat, this is already my favourite news story of the week. I'm glad that this is what you come for, Manor. So, because obviously it's been Pride Month, and it's quite difficult for me to tame the gay and not just shout cock jokes down, especially since we're now on Teams and it's remote, because it means that I can say things and then just let them sit and see how awkward people are and whether or not they go on mute.
You do say things.
I can't help it. My latest thing as well is to turn on my webcam with I've got some plushy toys, and I just put them in sex positions and leave them in the camera. And start meetings off like that, but I've been told to stop. But only because most of my team, I think the average age of my workforce team is about 56. They're struggling with me. But yeah, so we've got this Pride Month thing going on, and there was literally the conversation was, have we got some gays in that can say some stuff? So I was like, okay, fine. But
this was your time to shine.
It was my time to shine.
I'm a gay who says things.
But there was already some lesbians came in and took over as per usual. So I was like, right, well, I will lose that battle. So let them go and away. But then I got invited to go and speak somewhere else, and I was like, oh, okay, fine. I have no pearls of wisdom. Off I go. But where I work, which is a government department, they've decided that it's not just Gay Pride Month, it's just Inclusion Month. So everyone is having their own thing. And someone had crossed their wires. And so I ended up having to speak at a different call that wasn't about LGBT elements at all. It was all about how I live daily with autism.
This is too good.
But I didn't know until I was introduced to talk about my autism for the day.
45. And you start talking about Grindr dates and
45 minutes I had to have autism for. It was hilarious. I felt autistic by the end of it.
we should have streamed that. Forget the season. We should have streamed you speaking for 45 minutes about how you deal with autism.
It's a daily struggle, Ben. It's a daily struggle.
I believe you. I believe you. So, sorry for derailing there with the rainbow dildo butt monkey, but I thought that was the sort of hot, up to the minute, razor sharp news that people come here for.
Exactly. I mean, I can't top it, but I feel like it would try and top me.
Exactly. So, as Simon said, because we're trying to do multiple seasons, and there are some tracks that descend into a complete farce because we're incompetent and we don't know what we're doing, and we embarrass ourselves, we're going to do shorter seasons of only 10 races. So it's like going back to, well, even before my time. God, I mean, how long ago would it be that they had only 10 races? Oh, wait, hold on a second, just a year or two ago, right? But other than that, so we're each going to pick 5 tracks, taking turns, and the order we pick them is going to be the order of the season. And the advantage is that we can actually change this between seasons.
Oh, cool.
So we can add and remove tracks like Imola for season 2 and so on when they release them. So we are effectively our own FIA. The other thing we set up that you guys weren't here for is we have turned on the contract system. So that means we are not permanent teammates. We may venture off to new pastures after season 1 if we so wish, or after 5 races actually, if you're just sick of my shit after 12 years. So if you're not too sick of my shit right now, how about you make your first pickaroo?
I will do. So my first draft in for the race will be Bahrain, because it's the only track that I've played properly on this game so far today.
I actually laughed a little there because I thought I had to press X to add it, and it didn't, and it just came up with incorrect track selection. I was thinking, I agree.
Ooh.
I'm going to pick Zandvoort for round 2 because Real F1 still hasn't made it there.
That's juicy. I like the thought of that. Right, so in my head I'm like, carbon neutral this. Let's go Austria then for round 3.
All right.
Spielberg.
I will follow you then. We're being very Eurocentric, apart from Bahrain, but we need the blood money. I'm going to get us taken off air. I'm going to pick Monza.
Ooh. Last of the late breakers. Then, do I go for... I'm going to go for tracks that I enjoy just as much as tracks that I'm fast at, because I'm not fast at Silverstone, but I do love to drive it. So I will pick Silverstone, please, for my third one.
Another Silverstone, please, Carol. Oh, hold on. It's not letting us pick the order. So it's in the order of the real calendar. That's stupid. I dislike that.
Oh.
Boo. Boo on you, Codemasters.
Odd choice.
Okay, so my pick then, Hungaroring.
Oh, that's left field. Mind you,
like
you're good at
Hungaroring.
that, aren't you?
I'm a bit cheeky round the Hungaroring.
You are. Oh, who let the dogs out? I'm not talking about my next door neighbour either. Then for the pure joy of it, there must be Brazil.
Yes, there must be. I agree with you there. My pick, Suzuka.
Oh, you bitch.
Love it.
So Suzuka is... I was trying out a go on that earlier, and I couldn't make it round the S's because I kept hitting the curbs and spinning off into the gravel. So I need to get good before we get there.
Before round 7, yeah.
Oh, now it starts to get tricky.
We have two left, and I mean, I can tell you what I'm going to pick if you don't, if that helps.
Yeah, go for it.
Spa, obviously.
Okay.
So you can't have an F1 season without Spa.
Yeah.
But I also love Melbourne, and I'm really good at Sochi, and I'm quite good at Paul Ricard. I just fucking hate it. But also, I have to remember that we can change the tracks between seasons. So just because I don't have Sochi this year doesn't mean it's not there next season.
Oh. So I definitely don't want Spain. I definitely don't want Monaco. Baku. It's like that toxic relationship that you shouldn't go for.
How many years now have I been more than fast enough to win that race and binned it for no conceivable reason? It's a rhetorical question. It's 4. It's 4 years that I've had pole position and been clearly the fastest, and I've had like a 45-second lead over everybody and then binned it. Never finished. Fuck you, Baku.
Boo. Right, I will go for... Canada. Oh no, because Italy is the big long straights with big breaky points. That's my technical term. I'm going to go. Yeah, no, I will. I'm going to go Canada then, please.
Canada is an excellent choice.
Phew, approved.
Canada is an excellent choice. The one thing I am going to miss is Singapore. I like driving it because of how it looks. But I'm not good at it. But then again, I'm not good at many things, Right, that's our 10 picked for Season 1 at least. Right, custom settings, obviously. Same assist restrictions as always.
Yeah.
AI difficulty. Now, normally when we're podcasting, we played about 85, I recall.
Yes.
But part of the new format is that we're not being so strict in terms of a podcast format, and in fact, like if you've got the time, I can go quite a while tonight. We can do more than one race depending on how long we set them, because it's a more relaxed, super cash stream format.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you want to bump it to 90 or if you want to keep it at 85 or maybe even lower it for the first round. I'm just concerned that we don't want to come out the gate winning and bore everybody.
No, that's true. I don't mind. I've got to 85% and been around the AI, not necessarily faster or slower, but that was with a custom setup for Bahrain. Anything else, I'm about 80ish at the moment, but we've got time to get there.
Well, then let's set it to 80 for now. We can always bump it up.
Yeah,
the thing is, like,
you can bump it between sessions as well.
Yeah, what people also have to remember is that we'll get faster pretty quickly because we've played these games for so long. It's just this one is new to both of us. I've driven a grand total of 6 laps. Right, no recovery mode. Car damage, I was going to set it to simulation.
Oh, Christ.
Because each race now is kind of less important. But why don't I set it to standard? I'll set car damage and car damage rate to standard.
Yeah, because then there's still jeopardy. Having played with simulation damage, I think some of our races could be very short.
Okay, that's fine.
Especially because it is the tiniest knock and your barge board comes off and you need to pit.
Right, career settings. Meet the press on. Of course we have to meet the press.
Of course.
R&D management on, obviously, that's the whole point. I'm setting everything else to default. And then technical faults. Now, we both agreed we were open to having them on, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to set those to standard because that spices things up a little bit, I think. Since we're going to be fighting for multiple championships, hopefully.
Yep.
I thought that was a little spice we could add to things. Rules and flags. Rules and flags are on. Regular corner cutting stringency, parc ferme on. I will turn on the safety car once we've decided the weekend structure. And now this is something I was thinking about. And my view was...
We have to do a full practice.
Yeah, we have to do a full practice.
Ugh,
but we can skip it, I think, if we both just retire.
I don't know if
or
it lets
both
you.
select to skip it. I don't think they'd actually make us do every practice. So I was going to suggest, and chat, feel free to weigh in. I know most people watch over with you, Simon, so keep an eye on chat. I was thinking full quali format for the tyre strategy, but then a 25% race.
Yeah, makes sense.
But then that has the problem of making quali longer than the race. I could also make it a single quali session and a 25% race. How about that?
Yeah, I think that'll work.
All right, that's what we'll do then. And that means now I can turn on the safety car. I like the options for the safety car: off, reduced, standard, and increased. As if anybody in the fucking world in this game has gone, needs more safety car. I'm going to leave it on standard because, we want a proper feeling season, right? We want some authenticity, if not some simulation. But I'll keep formation lap off because who cares? How does that sound?
Yeah, I don't care about formation lap.
Right, weather and time of day. Forecast accuracy, I'm going to turn from perfect to approximate, if you have no objections.
Oh, you juice. Yeah, go for it. I'll be intrigued with that.
Yeah, because I think that's a nice setting that I wasn't expecting them to have. I'm going to turn my mic down a little loud there. Right, settings confirmed. I can skip inviting a friend. That kind of defeats the point. Let's invite a friend.
Hello.
Right, so creating my driver. This gives me the opportunity to discuss in more detail something that you and I both discovered earlier today, which is my actual surname is banned. The profanity filter does not allow me to use one of my legal names. So I'm going to have to use my other surname in my name. However, the problem there is that that's not in the audio recordings, and they've had years to add more names to the audio recordings, and they never do. Oh no, I have to race as Definitely Zero. They don't let us use our real names. That sucks.
Oh.
It takes me out of it a little bit.
Agreed. I'm assuming that this...
me... Sorry, carry on.
I was going to say,
I'm just complaining.
With the invite a friend, do I have to wait until you get to a certain point before I can start doing the career-y bit as well?
No, if you just accept, it should invite you to create your character already, I think.
It's not... I've not had anything come through yet. Bear with me. Apologies. I never have either of my names either in a driver of F1 but the Eastern original grid. Yeah, I find that a bit weird. There's something around having Willie in your name, because I've seen a few people now on Twitter complaining. Apologies, you're going to get a bit of a blue screen at the minute because I'm just checking my notifications just to see if something's come through around being invited. No.
In the game.
Yeah, I was just checking the mail in the game to see if it was going to bring me along to something, and it didn't.
But if you hold on a second.
Yeah, don't worry.
Why is it? I'm wondering actually if it's waiting for me to create my character.
Yeah.
So I'm almost done, and then maybe it lets me add you in. I'm trying to create my traditional helmet design, and it kept reverting it. Because, the usual Codemasters reliability. Right, and we are driving for Alpine, are we not?
We are indeed. That sexual blue livery.
Right, communicating with online services. Let's see if you receive something now. Invitation has been sent. A mail has been sent to the player inviting them to join two-player career game.
Cool. I'm just having a communication with... one unread message. I'm inviting you to join my two-player career mode, says Definitely Zero. Reject? No way.
Yeah, reject. What a dick.
Select. Accept. Invite accepted to start. Visit 2-player career mode. Yeah, I'm on. I'm going. Oh yeah, I see. Oh, it puts a little online symbol next to you as well. Onion is still firmly entrenched. This says better. Okay. Oh, you can have various different ones. That's good. Accept. Driver career. Do you want to experience it? Yes, I do. Winning. Oh, I've got to create a driver as well. Yes. Right, bear with me. I thought I'd done.
Hold on. I've been working with you long enough now to know that I shouldn't say what I was about to say.
Uh-oh.
I was about to say I'm excited to see your helmet.
Wow.
I'm excited to see your safety headwear, Simon. Oh, Beetlejuice, good to see you, mate. How are you? Yes, we are indeed back. We were going to be back a little bit earlier, but then the new game came out, and it was like, well, what's the fucking point? We might as well just start with a new game.
That is true.
You missed us talking our way through the new format, so we're going to be doing a 2-player career mode, which is a new thing this year. I'm just going to open some alcohol because, as we know, he who is drunkest shall be first. Drinking alcohol while driving is not recommended by this stream or anyone associated with it. I don't want to get us into trouble, Sam.
Yes, do not.
Not again. Not after the Brendan Hartley butt plug scenario. So we are doing 10 rounds per season, multiple seasons, and we're going to change the tracks each season. And the idea is that we'll start together at Alpine, but then our careers will go off in different ways, and depending on how incompetent we are, we may both end up at Haas again. Wouldn't that be good? Now, neither of us has gone very far in the game, so I don't know if they've changed the contract system at all, but they have added a whole bunch of new simulation settings. So something we've been asking for a long time, which is failures, because we like failure. Those are in the game now. So our engine may blow up for reasons other than us crashing.
I'm not having that.
The thing I'm keen to see is how these new press conferences work, and how the contract system has changed, if it's changed at all. Because I didn't like the idea that you just went, I want to drive for these guys, and then that was it. Well, you say that, Beetlejuice, but Kimmy will not have the drink, as we all know. So, how's your helmet coming along, Simon?
It is purple and rosy. Right.
I bet it is.
Okay, advance. I'm good. I picked Alpine as well. I'm good.
I'm still tempted all the time to call it Alpine.
Alpine. I'd like to. It seems odd that there is no ability to add in your My Team.
Yeah, it would have been nice if we could drive for our own custom team. Although I'm sure we would have many disagreements over the livery.
It would be like Caterham Kings all over again, and Caterham with real life when they had that consortium of people trying to decide what to do, because we'd just be having boardroom meetings of anger.
The same team that actually put their janitor as the new chairman.
Yes.
Right. Oh, that's a nice beard you're sporting there.
I know. I thought, well, I need some lofty mane there somewhere. Oh, I like that it tells me what you're looking at. Definitely Zero's busy.
Hi,
Andrea. Davide Brivio.
Have you encountered the German guy yet? The creepy German guy?
Not unless he's a neighbour of mine.
No, he when I started career mode, he was like, "We must do this," and it was very unnerving. Okay, in terms of development, can you spend the development points, or is it making me since I'm the game creator?
Yeah, I can only look, but not touch.
Oh, so it's made me lead driver for the first time. Well, if you have no objections, I think chassis is the way to go, because on the little pie chart, that is the piece of pie that is the crappest.
Yeah. I'm happy with that.
So I'm going to order a cable assembly. How exciting. This is the kind of high-paced, thrilling action that people tune in for.
I love how that cable assembly looks like an old USB to VGA cable.
It does. It takes you back, right?
Yeah.
And am I the only one? Oh, no, we both have to press advanced time.
Oh, sorry. But yeah, waiting for you, Soz. Saving to online service. It's quite exciting.
I'm keen to see how they fuck it up this time.
I mean, I'll go to car reveal.
Also, you should be able to skip this, I think, because, I mean, if it was an actual car reveal where you could get up on stage and make a prick of yourself in front of the world's media, I think that'd be a good game mechanic. Like, I'm waiting for the future where I can just speak into the mic rather than having to select a pre-approved response and then have the AI react to it dynamically. The problem is, though, like anything like that, they never understand my accent. I'm sorry, I didn't quite catch that. Don't you have a miners' strike to be at? Oh, come on, I thought I'd get a laugh from you, Simon. That's a Thatcher joke. It's alright, she's dead. She won't hear. Sorry, I am going to get us into trouble again.
Her grave is not for turning. Sorry, I was getting confused with myself, really, to be quite frank. Oh, stop. NHS does love sending me text about the coronavirus constantly, but refuses to actually let me book for an actual coronavirus jab online. Apparently I don't exist in the NHS service, even though I've got an online... Yeah, anyway. Blah.
The man with no name. Right, hit the button.
Hitting the button.
Let's figure out exactly how much practice it's going to force us to do to bore everyone to death with. Oh, God damn it!
That didn't go well.
Well, you know, it is the Failcast.
Poxy French.
A pox on all your houses, you lazy fucks. Right, which incompetent prick did this? Well, it was me, obviously, but I like to shift the blame. Right,
Boo.
Advanced time again.
Yep.
Part of me did think we should have driven for Williams. That livery's grown on me like a fungus. I really didn't like it.
I do like the livery. I think it looks much better in person than it does elsewhere. And I know we're talking about the game, but I was so moist at George Russell's qualifying today.
He's just a sexy boy. What more can we say?
Mercedes contract in his pocket, I believe. After Crofty accidentally said that he believes it's all been done, dealed and signed and it'll be announced this weekend. So,
oh, come on,
someone's lying.
It definitely, it's been done. So many media outlets are reporting it now.
Protest.
And I saw Autocar or Motorsport.com. I was on the train before and they had an article headlined, Bottas needs to focus to survive in a post-Mercedes F1. So they're already writing articles about what he has to do to stay in the sport, having been fired before he's been fired. So
I'm head of R&D for the team. You get used to hearing a lot from me overseas.
you have a girl's name.
Be sure to let me know, okay? This is your seat.
Can I see?
Sorry, I wasn't talking to you there. This Australian man introduced himself as Andrea, and I was like, you have a girl's name.
I was just having a look. You've got your cap down over your eyes, so I couldn't see.
Yeah, well, I don't want you playing mind games with me over the console.
Oh, I love the fact that the R&D person signs off their email with a smiley face.
Especially after I wanted to fire him Yeah, best of luck out there today, smiley face, fuck off.
Smiley
Right,
face, fuck off, love it.
Okay, I guess we have to do practice 1, because it always makes you do the first practice in career mode, doesn't it?
Yeah. I
Do you know
think so.
Beetlejuice? That did occur to me. Beetlejuice just said if we wanted to be a struggling team, we could have gone to Ferrari. It's probably our only chance to go to Ferrari in one of these, because we always refuse to go into the top 3 teams, don't we?
That's true. That is true. I'm assuming, yeah, go to next section. Okay. Sorry, I've not mucked about on the consoles and stuff.
In this game, I'm always tempted to go back to Williams or Sauber and take them to the top, but then I discover I'm an incredibly impatient man, and I can't be arsed, really.
Aww.
I can't be asked, but I'm like you, Simon. Like, my aim is to stream more and play career mode less. Like, I think I'd get through it more doing it with you than
hello.
than I do in other ways. Pedal pass.
It feels great to be back. As is tradition, there is something of an air of a first day back at school on arrival here, but it's more than that. It's a breath of fresh air.
Oh, it is proper paddock party, isn't it?
At times felt to be something.
Where's Lawrence Barretto's shoes?
Now, we were supposed to have a raft of new regulations,
We need Fat Tread Kravitz munching on a pie.
which does.
I'd like his body to be specially, like, polygoned for it as well.
It's my car in the background.
Hey!
Of Formula One, the responsibility for results, as always, falls on the drivers. But with the cars at their disposal this year being very similar to the cars they had at their disposal last year, succeed, and they, of course,
Good shout, actually. Manohow's in the chat. But who actually is the third team this year, though?
but the knife cuts both ways, because if they fail to succeed, there's
McLaren.
no way
I'd agree.
to hide.
Not necessarily always on pace, but just on the ability to pull together a weekend. I think Ferrari might have ultimate pace when it all works together, but that car is super.
We've got Magic Lando at McLaren, and he's working fucking miracles, isn't he, that boy?
Oh, he is indeed. Oh, I love how they've even got Will Buxton's hipster bangles.
Yeah, I was
well.
going to say the bangles, and he's got all the mannerisms and everything. Like, love it.
At some
Chef's
point,
kiss.
are they gonna do it where he like chucks up the microphone and like catches it with the other one as if to be like, "Haha, I'm on Britain's Got Talent."
Right, practice, the most boring session of all time. But
Got to get those R&D points.
yeah,
Look, there's a
I
crumb.
really don't want to use any tyres I don't have to.
This first race of the season is always quite
Yeah.
difficult for us.
I turned into Kimi Raikkonen, haven't I? I've got old, check.
First time the car is testing.
I'm drinking, check.
Check.
And
Sessions, the happier we
I feel like testing and practice are below me.
Oh,
They're just beneath me. I've been doing this too long. Right. I've got tyre management, fuel management, and race strategy.
So
Okay, because I thought we get different ones because they give you different ones. I like how it affects development boosts as well. That's nice. Oh, look at that. They've given Nikita Mazepin the world flag. Because Russia's not allowed. Even in a video game, they're that petty.
oh, I like how it's changed the. Sorry, I've not noticed that before. Because we've gone for approximate stuff, it's got percentage chance of rain, and I've not seen that on other stuff elsewhere. Ben is less Kimmy and more Geo with that hair.
The hair is fantastic. Come on. Like, I mean, it's messy today, but, I mean, it's long and lustrous and full. Me and Giovinazzi, we could... Actually, I might move to Sauber just so I can have the perfect hair partnership. Just me and Giovinazzi forever. Preening each other, combing. And he'll be like, hey, Ben, allow me to olive oil your hair. And I'll be like, sure thing, Tony.
Let me comb your bastardy hair.
Exactly. It'll be fucking amazing. Right, let's see how long it takes me to make a twat of myself here.
All right,
I'm not used to driving this track in the daytime.
No, it's slightly odd. What did you go for? Did you go race strategy, fuel, or tyre?
I went for race strategy, but I mean, we both have to complete them, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, okay. I thought we could tactically divvy it.
Oh, well, actually, maybe that's true. I didn't think of that. If it's true, then I know to give you race strategy and track acclimatization, and I will take fuel and tyres.
That is true. Yeah. Right, well, I'll start off with... Yeah, I'll go...
Do race strategy just so you can get your eye in.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, okay, medium tyres. Let's drive out. Come on, Jeffers. The only thing I've bought... Actually, no, I've bought two things with my pre-order pit bonus point coins, and the thing that I bought was the radio message when you cross the line as a winner, and it says, "Get in there, Jeff."
That's so lame. That's the main reason I want either Lewis Hamilton or Pete Bonington to retire. I'm just sick of hearing that.
Pete Bonington's voice has become quite meme-worthy as well, because he sounds like, when he's congratulating Lewis, that he's taking the piss a little bit. Get in there, Lewis. I feel like, yeah, all right, throw him a row. I'm sure he's lovely.
I was going to say he sounds like a geography teacher who's trying to be your mate. You know, like you get a substitute geography teacher, and they're trying to be cool and down with the kids.
Yeah.
Like, he sounds like that.
But also wears cords.
Yeah, no, I mean, Bono definitely wears cords at home, for sure.
Excuse
and
me
he reads
whilst
Her Majesty's Daily Telegraph.
Yeah. Excuse me whilst I change from a beige jumper to a beige plaid jumper. No.
Sorry for blowing your mind. Sorry, I realised I was raising my voice just now. You know, and he walks into the pub on a Sunday and everyone's like, "Who's that guy? The guy in beige."
He is the man that can. Right. I shall see if I can, because I saved my footage. In trying to get a setup for this track, I was mucking about with like little 5-lap races, and I binned it on simulation damage coming out of the end of Sector 2, and all of the AI cars kind of slammed on their brakes and beautifully all smashed into each other. Everyone lost front wings, and it was a me, Perez and Norris podium, and Hamilton and Mazepin were last. It was great. But everyone had to pit. And what I really liked, I think it might be something that will come out as we play the game on 25%, was that there was loads of different strategies going on, and I was like, please let this be a sign of how this game's going to work.
Yeah, I mean, I do wonder, though, if we've shot ourselves in the foot there then with the short race distance, because then there's not so many strategies that actually make sense. Like, I don't think we'll ever need the hard tyre, realistically. I mean, I know they scale the tyre wear, but yeah, I'm not totally convinced. But I think it's more fun to see how the driver moves pan out and how the cars develop than anything else. I can tell you one thing, though, we've made it too easy, I think, because I finished my last lap nearly 3 seconds over target. Sorry, under target.
We can always.
But maybe it's one of those years where the physics model really suits me and fucks you over.
Maybe. I mean, this is the only.
Sorry, go on.
I was going to say, this is the only track that I've got a set up for. I started making one for Spain and didn't get very far. So, yeah, 1.5 off.
1.755. But I lost time there because there was a line, like a trickle of sweat moving down my back to my ass crack, and it totally took my mind off driving.
But it has given you Pornhub content.
It has. It's something for our OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Doesn't just have to be pictures of you and I in like nice sweaters or with puppies.
Only laps.
So something else we were talking about, actually, I don't know if anyone watching is thinking of buying the game, the curbs are a lot more vicious this year. I'm trying not to let it get into my head, so I'm riding the curbs now and just having a whatever happens, happens mentality, and so far it's gone okay. But once I've put some laps on the tyres, I think there's a good chance I'll end up in the wall.
Agree. I also am finding that if I'm going to go into an accident, I go full on properly, and I find it much more difficult to recover. But in the vibration through the DualShock, I'm finding that I do get a tiny bit of vibrational warning, which is better than what it felt like in 2020, well, maybe 2019, 2020.
No,
I
I definitely think the feedback does a much better job of telling you when you're about to lose it. The other thing I noticed, wow, my tyre wear is atrocious. The other thing I noticed, aside from the fact that I'm behind you, I'm finding the AI much easier to race.
Oh, they are much more aware of you, as in like not being scripted to stay on the racing line, just fork smash you regardless.
I'm no longer terrified of making overtakes like I was in the past.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't feel like I'm literally signing my own death warrant. So I'm hoping for a positive season. I have to say, practice is going well so far.
Yeah, 1-2.
I can't see that because I've gone full simulation and turned off all the graphical overlays it would allow me to turn off.
Ah, okay.
So I have no idea what the standings are.
I will be your Jeffers. We're the only two that have come out, to be fair, so far. No one else seems to have bothered.
Who misses?
Won't be doing that if there was a sprint race at Bahrain.
Can I just take a moment to say actually how fucking stupid I think the idea of having a qualifying for a sprint race as qualifying is? Because I thought the point of the sprint race was that you started in reverse championship order so that the Williams would begin at the front and the Mercedes at the back, and then they'd have to race for 17 laps or whatever it is to decide the starting grid, right? I disagree with it, but that would at least be interesting. But if you qualify for a sprint race, then you're still just qualifying and starting in the order that they would normally qualify. Like, people were like, oh, what will the big teams do? And I was like,
win.
Qualify first, like they always do.
Yeah, it does feel a bit strange to me. There's no need to stop for tyres. There's no strategy. It's almost like they think the teams at the back are there because they're not trying hard enough. You know what I mean? That is true.
Like suddenly not having to preserve their tyres or something. That was the reason that, Haas are 5 seconds off the pace. What a stupid experiment.
Yeah, I'm not expecting much from it at all. It needs to do some kind of weird reverse-a-roo shake-up for what you do. I find it strange that because they've buggered up the F2 weekend as well. I'm not a fan of this 3 races in a weekend and nothing kind of really correlates across properly. So you do qualifying for one type of race, but actually it does something else somewhere else, and I'm like, not sure. I'll turn up the sound for the game, Manor. Sorry, I didn't realise.
Sorry, everyone. Mine's very low as well, but I can't figure out how to turn it up. In Streamlabs, it's full, but it's whisper quiet, I believe. So my apologies for that. But hopefully Simon's dulcet tones are enough to compensate.
We'll soon see.
So, based on testing so far, and I wasn't pushing, I am at about 4% average tyre wear per lap, which is more than I really want to be taking out of tyres. But I'm guessing it's scaled tyre wear for a 25% race.
Yeah, it will be. It will be. So I did 3 laps, so I'm doing 6 and a bit % tyre wear.
My clothes are sticking to me horrifically. How is it so fucking hot? My PlayStation sounds like it's going to take off.
I can hear it. It sounds nuts. let's go into this.
I like how it gave me an award in the game for owning last year's game, but now it's giving me a lecture about not speeding in the pit lane. Like, I know not to speed in the pit lane.
Hopefully.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, you've probably had enough of Jeff Beetlejuice.
Okay.
Right, I'm going to look into the data.
You
see
are
what we're achieving.
steaming fast. Much better at sector, especially 1 and 3, which makes sense because what I've had to find in order to basically keep my car on the track. I'll just dive into my custom setup, which I've basically stolen from f1carsetup.com. There's someone there called James who every single year on release day must have like an advanced copy of the game because he has a setup for wet and dry for every single circuit ready for everyone on release day. And I'm like, I don't know how you've managed that. But what I've had to do is do my wings, front wing 6, rear wing 9, for me to be able to kind of have any kind of to counteract the understeer that I find inherent with these cars in this game.
I dislike that I can't look over in the garage and see you.
Oh,
I was going to give you a wave. Okay then, what do you prefer, fuel management or tyre management? And I'll do whichever one you don't want to do.
I think for points you should do tyre management because I'm shitter at tyres than you are.
All right, it's a deal.
Just to see if we
Oh, good news. The podcast social media accounts have just attracted a load of porn account followers. Someone called Carlos Combs has decided to follow us, but the picture doesn't look like someone called Carlos because it's a tanned lady with large breasts in a bikini.
combing something by the sounds of it.
Yeah. So, yeah, nice.
That ain't a knit comb. What?
All right then, I will do tyre management. Right, and then we'll see at the end if we both need to do both or how it works.
Yeah.
Because the practice session is shorter, it's only 30 minutes, so I'm guessing because it requires so many laps that we can divide the labour up between us.
Hoping so.
But we got maximum points from race strategy.
Oh, I didn't. Well, I got 4 out of 5 of the things done. I don't know if it gave us max points.
Beetlejuice makes a good point. Maybe the bikini lady identifies as Carlos, in which case I apologise for my open bigotry.
Then why doesn't she identify as Carlos Sainz Jr.? If
Yeah,
I was
there
gonna,
is only one Carlos.
if
One
I was to
proper Carlos.
identify as any Carlos, it would have to be that one.
The thing is as well, like, he hits a lot of the Carlos stereotypes as well.
Mm.
You know, a lot of body hair. Looks like he can play the guitar. Enjoys wine. Drives a Ferrari.
The fastest lap at this point in time is a 1:30.1.
I mean, really, he's taken Carlosing to a whole new level. Oh, great! It's got me doing the tyre wear test on worn tyres. That's helpful. Thanks, game. Appreciate it.
Loving that.
Right. The good news is that I've got basically 3 seconds in hand, so I can drive 3 seconds slower very easily. And as long as I take the same racing line, then it's all sexy. Lift and coast. Don't be a hero. We don't need another hero.
Bringing out them jams.
Well, it's the kind of off-the-cuff entertainment that keeps people coming back year after year.
That'd be true. That'd be true.
I don't want to say I'm a genius. Well, actually, that's not true. I do want to say I'm a genius, so I'm going to. I'm a genius. I'm killing on this tyre test.
double left is vicious. It's always vicious at the the double left.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I see it in my nightmares like a Vietnam flashback.
This year, I think it's because with the braking, because of the weight of the cars and just how like pendulumy they are, I find it really, really difficult to get round that corner, especially just because of how like snappy it feels like it wants to be. Oh, okay. I've done a green for the fuel, but I've had plenty of time in hand, so I think I can do a purple.
I'm purple with over a second in hand thus far.
Wow.
But I do tend to lose a lot of time in the final corner, and I've never understood why. But in this game, it seems I don't. So, nice. Maximum score, baby.
Ding,
Tyre
ding,
test
ding,
complete
ding.
in 1 lap.
Loving that.
This is why they pay me the big bucks. Big Daddy Stroll's going to be watching that going, he's the man. He's the man I want to put in the second seat after my son. I still stand by my description as well. I honestly, when you see Lance Stroll and then you see his dad and you hear them speak and you see their mannerisms and everything, it really does remind me of Braveheart with King Edward and like his disappointing son. And like, the king wants a grandson. He's like, oh fuck it, I'll do it myself. Sleeps with his wife. You'll only fuck it up.
I want a championship. Hi, Seb.
Dazzy's here. Hello, mate. How are you? I hope you're well. I'm sorry it took me a second to see your chat there, but I was doing a very important tyre test.
Okay, that is better.
Okay, test complete, and that was a very good job indeed.
That is a purple for the fuel as well.
Right, then let's see if both are complete and we can end this charade.
Because it seems odd that if you can speed through all the practice sessions, going to expect much better now. Good, thank you, Mena. Because this feels like if you're able to skip practice sessions in single, I don't see why you couldn't both just agree it in the menu.
Yeah, practices for jerks.
Yeah, and do the old stuff.
Sorry, I just want to... Dazzy, you are bang on, mate. It is majestic hair. This was a topic of much discussion. You see, I did want to get it trimmed a little bit, but there's only one person in the world who knows how to cut my hair, and she recently quit being a hairdresser to learn to be a prison guard. So unless I want to go to maximum security, I have to now deal with this, or find someone to cut it badly. Right, we have 9 minutes left in this session, and I still need to do the fuel management test. We both have to do both tests.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I'm going to put the hard tyres on because I'm a glutton for punishment. Oh, mate, congratulations. New job. What are you doing? Please tell me it's something cool, like, I don't know, beekeeper or
Beekeeper.
penguin attendant.
I mean, I would.
Like, who wouldn't want to work with penguins? They look like little butlers.
Aww.
Yeah, I don't think I ever told you this, Simon, but my brother had a pet raccoon at one point. And like when he told me about it, I was like, that is the stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard. But then I saw it and I was like, oh, he looks like a little burglar. And
Slow raccoon.
yeah, and like then I was like totally okay with the thing. I was like, okay, fair enough. I can see why you did it now. I can see why you committed to this.
Boo. Raccoons are
Having
strange,
a raccoon
actually.
is a lifestyle choice, and I embrace it.
I agree. So I didn't really know anything about raccoons at all until I dated someone who then told me after a while that he was a furry and he had a raccoon costume.
Like, you have no, like 90% of the best stories I get are from your dating life.
I'm right. I've been told I need to write a book because people were like curating my Facebook posts of all of my terrible dates. And I was like, this is a stand-up show or a book, so I'm going to do it.
Like, what? Yeah, do it. Like, why have I not heard about the raccoon furry guy before? My favourite one though was still
Dating for mum.
the time the guy's girlfriend showed up and called you a fatty. That cracked me up.
I wasn't good enough to sleep with her husband, unbeknowing that I was the third wheel in some kind of marital. I mean, to be fair, if you're going to try and get a freeway, don't do it outside Wetherspoons. Do you know what I mean? you should know what you're getting for.
I'm thinking, like, what could you get outside Wetherspoons that was good in any way?
Now you put that caveat in. I was just about to shout chlamydia, but that's not good in any way.
Oh, your car looks majestic.
Oh, I'm going to move out of your way.
No, don't. I'm on a fuel test, so. Actually, no, do because I'm out of time. I went on too much of a Sunday drive. I want to do this lap quickly, that's why, because I want to find out what job Dazzy's got. I want to find out how it is to work with penguins up close and personal. And I promise I won't be disappointed when I read what you actually do and it's nothing to do with penguins. I will not hold it against you. We're all friends here.
Works in a penguin abattoir. No!
No! Okay, that I couldn't forgive. I work in the slaughterhouse, slaughtering penguins.
This is doing the voiceover for March of the Penguins too, but it's an inclusive one, so it's got penguins in wheelchairs. Actually, I would watch that.
I would watch that, but also I'd want you to narrate it, like unscripted narration as well.
Oh God! Flap. Oh no, you can't.
I've never told you this, but honestly, one of my favourite ideas is the idea of one day doing a series where you do unscripted narrations of all kinds of things, because the shit you come out with, it's just going to be gold. It's just going to be gold.
I desperately tried to stay professional on this gaming channel, but I've started to see that there's no real point.
I am just remembering on launch night for F1 2018, and you were talking about you were talking about a member of staff at Codemasters, and you referred to him as Tommy Tank.
His name's Tom Jacobs. That's why.
I was like, someone's got something on the mind, some impure thoughts there. 100 Hail Marys and go to bed early with the Bible.
To be fair, and I doubt he'll watch this. Some people that know him might watch this though. But if he was Tommy Tank, he'd be one of those people. There's nothing of him, so if you did Tommy Tank onto him, he'd probably end up either drowning or being like pinned down by the weight of it.
So this is the cutting analysis that tells me you have to do unscripted narration of things.
It's like the world's shittest
just for the sake
version of
your
Spider-Man.
Career, stay away from doing a director's commentary of Schindler's List. That's not going to end well. But the rest, you're fine.
There's a porno called Schindler's Fist.
No. Oh, Dazzy, like, don't talk it down, man. Having a job at all in this day and age is a fucking miracle.
That is true.
And the main thing is, you know, bit of money in the pocket, feel good about yourself. What's not to like about that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, congrats, Dazzy.
Do you know, one of the best jobs I ever had was hauling shit around in a warehouse, but time of my life. That was like my golden age. Started work like super early, but then just had sausage sandwiches, went to the pub at lunchtime because the work was finished.
Amazing. Reminds me of when I similarly warehouse. Do you remember Index, the shit Argos, which in turn is just the shit everything? You might have left by then.
No, I remember Index. It's like the depressing stepchild of Argos.
Yeah. Well, my second ever job was warehouse for Index, and it was good because we had a room that was basically just filled up with bean bags, and whoever had the worst hangover on a Saturday morning or a Sunday morning, we used to just bundle in there, and then we'd go next door and get a McDonald's breakfast for them.
Oh no, I'm talking like proper Cumberland sausage here, mate. Like full on sandwich time. What I want to know is why does your avatar look like Prince Harry?
Is it ginger? What?
Yeah, you've got a ginger beard.
Oh, wow! I do like it's my Scottish heritage. There we go. I couldn't put him in a wife beater.
I was just admiring your shiny purple helmet.
Thank you very much. It glistens in the light.
I don't know why, but I'm fucking killing it.
You are. You've got this one down to a T. Do you think it's... Do you like under or oversteery cars? I don't quite have a great handling on what type of car you like to wrestle to the ground with.
Do you know, neither do I. But not really, I don't. But I think all the years of just driving shit cars in these games, those tend to feel a bit heavy and lumpen and understeery, don't they? And I think I handle understeer better than oversteer, to be honest.
Yes. Yeah.
And I've started braking just ever so slightly earlier than I would previously. Mm-hmm. And I think that's helping me out a little bit too. Can we skip to the end of this session? Like, who do I have to blow to get out of practice? Because I'll do it. Retire from session. Does that forfeit all the points? I hope not. This will end your participation in this session and advance the game, but events of this session will still be recorded. Awards, timings, component, tyre wear. Yes, I want to retire from this session.
Great. Definitely zero.
I will have no part in this depravity.
So I'll do the same thing. Because I wonder if we only had to do those free practice things across all free practices. Like the previous game.
I'm hoping not.
We'll soon find out. That was the perfect moment to join the live stream. This is true, right? How are you doing, Roy? Hope you are well, sir.
Can we please have Fs in chat and an F from you, Simon, for Ludovine, who is sick, having had a second coronavirus injection today.
Oh, dude.
Unacceptable. Medical science.
F indeed.
Bullshit. I was really sick off my first one. Oh, hold on. We're not allowed to talk about this on the internet because you get banned.
That is true.
You get banned because they say it's misinformation, even though it actually happened. How do you know? Fuck it. I've insulted the Pope on this series before now, so
we're still standing. Right. We're still good.
We're still standing.
Unlike the Pope.
Yeah, I had AstraZeneca, and I was down with like the flu for 4 or 5 days after that. I mean, I don't regret getting it at all. Like, it's the smart thing to do, but. And also it means I can travel without having to go for a fucking test every time. But still, like, F. It's a big F. Please feel better.
Yeah, I feel better
We'll
soon.
take care of you, don't worry.
We'll keep the giggles coming.
Yeah, I know, Dazzy. We were having this conversation about the difficulty settings and we couldn't figure it out. So we're going to try tweaking it between sessions, because you're right, fastest despite coasting for half the lap.
Should we stick it up to 85? Because isn't it every 10 is a second? Is how they describe it. Yeah,
so, no, to be honest, like...
Or do you want to go 90?
Why don't we do quali? And... oh, cool, we can script to qualifying.
Yeah?
Yeah, so why don't we see how we qualify, right? And if I stick it on pole, then we'll turn it up so we don't have an easy race.
Okay.
Because practice is misleading as well, right? Like,
yeah, that's true.
It's not reflective of times. And I know that you're struggling to adapt to the new driving model, and I don't want to fuck you over either. So
That's all right. I'm quite happy chilling towards the rear. It's good. I was going to say I normally gravitate towards them anyway. And how's a go?
I have some experience in this field.
Get stuck in. Get my hands dirty. What? Did we? Oh, waiting for me. What do I need to do?
Always waiting for you.
That will only let me choose go to next session, so I think it will follow your session choice. Did you want to trigger
Order a pizza? Yeah, I did.
Oh, that as well. We can also trigger off a new upgrade as well because we got enough R&D points.
Oh! Rainbow dildo butt monkey. I forgot that. We'll do it before the race.
Development boost supplied. Oh, hello. Oh, our Halo. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, because we got purple in the first thing. It unlocks extra doodahs.
This is all feeling a very turn-based tactics card game. I'm starting to get. If we're going to do top trumps F1.
Yeah, well, the thing that concerns me, though, is that when a game like this is giving you all this early on...
shortcutting, isn't it?
It's either terribly balanced, and we're going to have the fastest car in, like, 3 rounds.
Yeah.
Or eventually it's going to start penalising us and asking us for money. Because it's an EA game, isn't it? That
is true. That's why I don't know if you spotted it when you was going through the options, but did you see that you have the ability to change R cache and AI cache so that you can make them have much more R&D points and upgrades of cache for what they do versus what we get? And I thought, oh, that feels like
devil on the screen.
I don't know, but I've never looked that skinny. Oh, I've got an electric fault. I can't go for 3 minutes.
Cool. The faults are finally showing up.
Yay! I like that.
Yeah, sorry, mate. You were saying. I cut you off there by admiring my own helmet.
Only Ben's. Or just for Ben's. No, I was just going to say, because that to me also feels like they realise that people... Because they say, oh, we get big data and we understand exactly kind of how long people play for. But clearly there must be like a really massive spread of that, because if you can put it to the point where everyone has ridiculous unfair advantages, so you're always like having to do twice as much to get the same outputs. Or you've got people that are so lazy that want to take like a Williams or a My Team straight to the front without having to go through a season of chugging it at the back. I like the fact that it gives you options, but don't get me wrong, I
like that they offer that. But it also, then again, like if you want to pay for a game and then not play it, I think that's up to you.
Yeah.
Have you seen that Sony have patented an AI that will play a game for you, and then you watch it? So you can create your own. Like if you like watching Let's Plays, an AI will play the game and you can just watch the story. Like why would someone invent that? What a useless fucking invention.
That's interesting because. So on a kind of similar keel, and I appreciate it's not a racing game, but Psychonauts 2, I can't even say the words. Psychonauts 2 says that they're going to put in an invincibility mode, which means that, because they've said that anyone can then play our game, but it essentially means that you can play the game without any consequence whatsoever, and that to me just makes something a walking simulator, which I love, that genre, but if I want to buy a platform adventure game, then I want to have platforming and adventure.
Well, for me, I would say definitionally that's no longer a game.
It's a movie.
Like, if you can't lose, it's not a game, surely.
No, that's true. I'm just going to quickly grab some Dr. Pepper from the fridge. 2 seconds.
Oh, you bastard. I want some Dr. Pepper and I don't have any. Alright, I'll say horrible things about you while you're gone, don't worry. What a slimy fucking weasel. With his fridge full of Dr. Pepper. Unbelievable. This car looks fucking fantastic in the night lights.
There we go. Since I've got 3 minutes. electrical fault. Why not fill up my juice?
I think this is still my favourite livery of this season.
Alpine.
I didn't realise how much I missed having a French, like a proper French team on the grid with French racing blue. It's such a beautiful colour. It really is.
And it looks superb under night, but also just in the sun as well. I think just the way how it gleams and shines.
Yeah, I mean, I love the Aston Martin as well, but it only looks good under photo studio lights.
Yeah, because they've said that they're going to look at tweaking the colour, I think, because it always looks dull. Even though I do like the colour, it doesn't stand out on TV, and that's what they're worried about.
Yeah. So I don't know if you're on board with me for my inevitable fuck up, but the thing is also, like, I never thought this rebranding would happen. I thought this team was doomed to be just Renault forever. And the yellow and black kind of worked for me as well, but I love Alpine as a car manufacturer. The A110 is amazing, and the classic A110, the one that used to go rallying, one of my favourite cars of all time. It does seem a bit bold, though, for Renault to put all the money into F1 and then use it to brand using a car company that makes literally one car. And it's a fairly cheap mid-range sports car. It's a fantastic car, but, it's not a supercar.
It feels like they're trying to build up Alpine as some kind of, like, their sports brand. But I always feel like, are you then not complicating things a little bit by adding in extra words or names and stuff? Because as soon as you start adding in complicated things and like esports and things like that on the end, or like what was the one that I spotted where they're going to try and call something E because it's an electric one? Was that you that told me that? I thought it might be someone else. And it just, I couldn't have thought of a more clumsy way to tell. It's Alfa E Romeo, isn't it?
Yeah. What a stupid fucking name that is.
And I get what they're trying to do, but whoever was on the rebranding of that is having a seizure. So it needs to do stuff. Alpine do run a hypercar in WEC too, says Roy.
Yeah, they do, but it's not actually an Alpine, is it? It's.
Oh, is it not? I don't know.
Well, no, I don't think so anyway. I think it's just... maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I had it in my mind that it was an Orica chassis, possibly. Maybe I'm wrong. But, I mean, that said, if they're putting this money behind it, maybe they're going to release more cars.
Yeah.
I like that, and clearly, this is... it reminds me of when Ford bought Stewart, right? Mm-hmm. And there's a story about the sporting head from Ford looking out all the Ferrari flags and saying, well, why aren't there any Ford flags? And Jackie Stewart told him, because Ferrari's Ferrari. And that's when they decided, okay, well, we'll name the team Jaguar and not Ford. But unfortunately, then they ran the team into the ground. People did love Jaguar; the livery was great, but
yeah,
it didn't work. And the same way, Lawrence Stroll is like, well, Aston Martin is the British Ferrari, which it is. I mean, it's not a Ferrari, but it's the closest we've got. And he's embracing that. I think, I guess Renault are doing the same thing with Alpine. Not a bad idea.
Yeah, and I there's also, I guess, a little bit for me in that if you're going to have Renault isn't... I associate it with household cars more than motorsport because of how prevalent it is. So you can kind of separate out the brands and be like, Alpine is their like sporty, big, powerful brand and all of that kind of stuff. Whereas you would keep Renault in something that's much more homely and easier to kind of, I guess, transfer to the home market, which I would guess you could say would be Formula E because it's electric maybe, but like Renault E-Clio Cup and things like that. I don't know.
To be honest though, like what I was interested in was, and I agree with you by the way, Dazzy, the Alfa Romeo, the travesty of seeing that Giulia with battery power. I'm still in this situation where I have no idea, honestly, what's going to happen, because they're now saying the new powertrain is going to be
Fuel remaining.
Biofuel, isn't it?
hydrogen.
Oh shit! I've gone round.
And I'm sorry, but I've seen hydrogen explode. It's fucking terrifying.
Imagine that in
Roman
a Grosjean. Yeah.
Yeah. No, but really, if Grosjean had a hydrogen-fueled car in that accident,
We'd be picking up pieces of him.
yeah, he would have come out of the fire, but as very small, thoroughly cooked pieces in a plastic carrier bag. Like, that's insane.
That was last year's rebellion. Okay.
And also, like, the whole fueling apparatus is incredibly dangerous. So, to me, that seems stupid. Full electric. I thought that was going to be like the next big thing, but now all the car manufacturers are saying actually the battery tech is kind of limiting, and it's actually highly polluting, and full electric really isn't the way to go. And then there's this study come out now that actually combustion engines are better for the environment now than battery-powered cars.
Hilarious.
They're so much more energy efficient, and the air filter systems are so good that actually you do more environmental damage with a battery car, which seems insane to me.
I wonder who funded that study.
Well, I mean, actually, I saw the findings corroborated by there's a chemist on YouTube that I watch, and he was talking about how much weight has to be transported in terms of fuel to make these cars work, and you need exponentially greater weight in battery power to power an electric car than you do liquid fuel in a fuel tank. So you end up burning more electricity overall because you're having to carry the weight of the batteries.
Yeah.
And then most power, particularly in Germany, is still generated from coal.
Right.
And coal power plants overall are more polluting than modern car engines, not old car engines.
Yeah.
So actually it is technically true that if you buy a brand spanking new diesel engine, for example, you're actually going to be doing less harm to the planet. I mean, I still think obviously we have to move beyond fossil fuels, but I mean, what motorsport's going to do, I have no fucking idea.
Well, that's why I'm quite interested in this whole with the engines for 2025 beyond or whatever. They're looking at biofuel and trying to make it be like completely recyclable, running on just fumey stuff so that it can be carbon neutral, which I find is a really interesting kind of concept, because what they've done with the hybrid kind of stuff is when you consider it's a 1.6 litre engine and all of that stuff, it's very, very technically impressive. Might not necessarily come across well to fans and for racing and all of that kind of stuff and the sound, blah, 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 blah. But from a technical perspective, I think it's still very impressive. Maybe if they can...
but that's actually why I like the idea of the biofuel, actually, now I think about it. There's actually... Sorry to cut you off, by the way.
No.
There's actually a plant in Copenhagen that burns garbage. And you think that sounds really polluting, but actually it's all filtered, right? So it's saving the landfill, and the air that comes out actually isn't that dirty, and it generates a whole bunch of electricity. And that's waste that exists anyway. And then there's a bunch of airlines now that are using biofuel. They're doing biofuel tests. And, you know, if you can take a whole bunch of fruit peels and, like, particularly farm waste, right? Yeah. So when a combine harvester goes through, takes out all the corn, but then the rest is just left on the ground as silage. If you can turn that into fuel, then, yeah, hell yeah, why not? And I think F1's the place to do it, right? Because they're going to eke out every bit of performance possible, and then car manufacturers can take that learning, scale it back to something that has to last, and actually, in the end, make biogas technology very, very workable to the end consumer. The only thing I'm not sure about is obviously you're still burning something, and I guess there's, that's still polluting the air.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone's environmental concerns were that, oh, you're going to make coal extinct. I think it was that you're pumping toxic fumes into the air, which you still do if you're burning fuel derived from biogas. But maybe it's a lot cleaner. I presume it is. Or maybe it can be filtered better. I mean, to be honest, I don't really care as long as the racing at the end is good. I do miss the sound. I actually found, to be honest, and I know this is going to shock some people, but I actually found I enjoyed the V8s and the V10 sound more than the V12. But, I miss all those sounds. They were exciting, and when I watch old F1 and I hear them downshifting into a corner, it makes me sexually aroused. But it's a price I'm willing to pay if it means that we can derive a technology that allows people to commute around the way they've been doing now for about a century. Because, like a lot of people are saying things like, well, just ban vehicles from cities, and it's like, I can see why you'd say that, but it's a fucking stupid idea, because, like, how's the food going to get to the shops? Like, horse carts? Like, what?
Yeah, it's too idealistic.
Yeah, there we go again.
Alexa loves you.
Well, who doesn't? I've got fantastic flowing hair and a northern accent. What more do you want? I mean, also, like, you can see the shift as well with Formula E, going from having this incredibly healthy grid to having a whole bunch of manufacturers start to drop out. I don't know if you noticed this.
Yeah,
but
which is proper surprising me.
Audi are leaving. Didn't Porsche already say they're quitting too?
Yep.
Which is odd, because they've only been there for, what, 2 years?
Yeah.
And then, like, weren't Alfa Romeo supposed to be going in, but now they've extended their deal with Sauber instead? Mm-hmm. Which, I mean, the fact that that's just happened now, that tells me something about that engine meeting convinced Ferrari to keep the money there.
Yes. Agree.
And also, Ross Brawn said that at least one engine manufacturer who's not currently in the sport expressed what he called serious interest in the new regulations.
Which should be, you'd imagine would be Volkswagen Group, because they were part of the chats, wouldn't they?
Yeah, well, VW were there, Porsche were there, although I'm pretty sure VW own Porsche, so it seems weird that a representative from both would be there. But there was another company there that I forget. Oh shit, I meant to pit then. Fuck. I don't have enough fuel to get round this lap.
Uh-oh. Come on, send me out. Yes, we've done this with just about enough time to go, I think. We'll just sneak it in. I was on an improvement lap, but it was my second lap on the tyres, and I thought I'll need the grip because I'm so fork smash with the tyres.
Yeah, I put an extra lap on these tyres completely needlessly. I'm on pole right now, but I'm going to lose it because I can't put in a final fast lap. But it's all right. I think I have the pace to do a win.
Amazing.
Which is completely unacceptable, and I apologise to each and every one of our viewers who tune in expecting the same high standards of failure that we have come to expect. Yet my engine's just clicked into low fuel mode. But we're at the final corner, so... Okay, I don't have time to set another lap, so now I'm just on a wing and a prayer, because my lap that I did on these tyres, actually, I wasn't pushing as hard as I could. Wow. And I think I'll finish about third if I'm lucky.
Okay. Right. Let's put it all together, Smithy! I've also, I think because I've got so used to. I've really got into Race Room on PC. I've been loving that game so much, and everything on that game is because it's still touring car. I'm used to having very stiff steering, and this is much more jerky, and I don't have the finesse.
Okay, I'm in pole by 0.2, so maybe it's enough. What's Perez's lap time like? Oh, it doesn't give me any information at all. Let's go on board with you then.
I've done a purple sector 1, but I don't think I'll carry that because it's this sector that I'm shit at.
I was about to offer you some consoling words there, then I saw you nearly lose it into the braking zone.
I can't. I have to take so many bites of the cherry at that corner, and that one sometimes. But...
Oh, if Perez doesn't improve and you don't improve, I think I've got it in the bag.
I'm improving, but not enough, and that's not.
It's Perez I'm worried about. It's Perez I'm worried about.
Yeah, I'm only a tenth and a half ahead.
This game is bullshit. Mick Schumacher 15th, Nikita Mazepin 17th, ahead of Giovinazzi and his fantastic hair. George Russell last.
Yeah, they've got 2020 speed for some of these teams. I'm sure of it, because Haas keep out qualifying Williams. Every time I was like setting up a grid, I was like, I don't understand this at all. Yeah, there needs to be. Excuse me. I know they're thinking of doing some kind of performance update patch, but yeah.
Damn straight, Dazzy. Choo choo, the zero train is leaving. And Mazepin hype is real. Yeah, it totally is. Do you know, like.
Use a sentence about the word stiff and jerky, no innuendos. Where's the real Simon? That is true. That's what I was concentrating. Sorry. I cut off you.
I was just going to say. I snapped out of it, but I did briefly have a little bit of sympathy for Nikita Mazepin a few weeks back.
Stop that right now.
Yeah, I know, because, you know, he is horrible. But I did feel a little bad for him briefly, because I was like, he's just trying to drive. I mean, but then I remembered what he did to that woman, and I was like, yeah, no, he's a prick.
Great work out there today.
But for a second, I almost treated him like a human and not a perverse robot sent from the future to destroy our sport. Simon's in a press interview.
I am.
I'm not. Hold on, I got pole.
I've been told I had a great qualifying session, but clearly not. Strategy should get us points. Car feels fantastic. Carry this through. That's the plan. I've got my eyes up into. Oh, okay. The chassis department will notice that. Why?
Any thoughts?
They've been doing an incredible job out there. Your teammate will notice that, apparently. Did you notice my senpai response?
Oh, Dazzy, I'm sorry, mate. The auto mod is picking you up. I'll try and fix that. Yeah, it's very, very sensitive. I'm sorry, mate. I will turn that off for the next stream, or when we take a break or something. Do I go into the press conference now, then? Is that why I didn't get an interview?
There's a press conference?
Yeah, I've seen screenshots of press conferences.
Oh, I thought that was just in Breaking Point. No, I've got you at the workstation.
Oh, right, so I see how it goes. I get a poll, press ignore me. You qualify 7th, and they're like, fantastic job, Simon, well done.
They know I'm special.
You're the Verstappen to my signs.
Aww. The upcoming session, thanks, Emma. Oh God, Emma's still in the game.
Oh, she's terrifying.
Did you want to do a upgradey?
Yeah, we wanted to order an upgrade, didn't we? Right. Let's have a look then. What our options are. We can order another chassis up. It failed again. Oh no, it didn't. Okay, so we can't do any more chassis because it's not unlocked yet. Okay. We get a 24% discount on the powertrain. front-wing gameplay or improved gearbox materials.
I feel like whilst we've got the discount, that would be useful to...
Yeah, get a bit of engine power. So I ordered that then. And then we've got 1,465 points left, so we can actually order a front-wing end plate lower for 1,000, or we can improve reliability on the gearbox.
Our gearbox has got a little discount on as well. Should we? Do you fancy?
Yeah. Well, I mean, the thing is, normally I avoid reliability upgrades, but now there's failures as well as wear, so...
That's what I was thinking, because otherwise, I agree. I just leave it there and be like, wow, my AI opponent can deal with that. But
yeah, Aston Martin is the third best vehicle. Oh, come on, Codemasters.
Isn't this exactly where everyone finished last year? Would you not say, in terms of team performance? Yeah. So yeah. It's not been updated. There's some stuff in this game that I just think you could have done that in the last year and you'd have been all right, Codies. There's lots of really odd choices throughout this game that just kind of make me scratch my chin.
I guess, to be honest, they've done more for a yearly iteration than normally they do. Because adding in some of this damage features, the failures, the two-player co-op and things like that, it's a bit more than I've come to expect every year. So, maybe they focused on that rather than getting everything exactly as it is at the moment.
Yeah.
But also it could be because we didn't do a full season and choose to start it from present time.
Present day. Yeah, no, that's true.
We go racing today around 3.36 miles of the magnificent Bahrain.
I do want to see if Snowder shits the bed in this game. That's a good point, Dazzy.
I've already had Mazepin cause safety cars, which made me delightfully happy.
Let's see if our grid names get read out correctly.
Oh, that's a good point.
Another Formula One World Championship. It all begins here. Mercedes looking to
Ground
retain
strike.
their hold on the title.
Wonder how many times a safety car will pop out.
Why is that Williams green in odd places?
I was going to say it's got like a chromatic.
Oh, there's a green light. There's a green light at the side of the track.
Ah, okay.
And they've probably turned up the luminescence a bit too much.
Davidson, who's joined me in the commentary box for today's event.
It's good to be back, Crofty. Let's hope for some good racing today.
Yeah, shut up, Anthony Davidson. No one cared when you were in F1. No one cares now you're out.
I tell you what though, I would take him over Paul di Resta and his Mercedes any day.
I wanted to talk to you about him, but first let's hear my name.
It's time to see how our starting grid looks for today's race.
Okay, got that right.
What happened to your face?
Looking down the rest of the
Are you talking about my in-game face, or are you
your
tuned into my
in-game
stream?
face? I wonder what mine's came out okay. Yours had a purple outline around it and was very pixelated.
The game's just typical Codemasters bugs, isn't it? I mean,
Yeah.
You look like Prince Harry. Also, have you noticed that in this game, Daniel Ricciardo looks like he's had a lobotomy?
Yes.
He looks like he's cross-eyed, like, duh. Also, he's out-qualified Lando Norris, which is just a ridiculous assertion.
Lol. Latifi's outdone Russell. Lol.
Yeah, you're right, Dazzy. I mean, I'm no fan of Sky at all, to be honest. But Paul di Resta boils my urine.
Yeah.
Because you can tell he works for Mercedes. Because even when they fuck up, he's like, well, they've proven they can get it, but it's like, shut up. Shut up. And also, I didn't notice the way he pronounced Mercedes until Simon told me about it, and now it's all I can hear.
I'm so sorry. Mercedes. But he has nothing to say. Like, he comes on the radio and says things like, oh, they're really wanting to go first now. And I'm like, it's a fucking race, you twat. There is nothing for him to add to any of it. I hate him. Sorry.
All right.
Oh, we had an auto launch going on there. That confused me.
Oh, we need to turn that off.
Hamilton? What was that? It was nifty, but I don't think that was legal. He bounced across. He bounced across turn one's curbs and just took 3 people. It was really funny.
So, you've seen drivers making mistakes.
Yes.
In this game.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a bit about what you have observed? Because I've not.
So, they'll lose it on curbs and go off on their own, which is good. They also do a run wide, which has been quite good. Some of them will go into the back of each other at hairpins on... Ah, shit! That happens to me so often in this game.
What did you do?
A huge snap of opposite lock kind of oversteery type thing. So I'm now 16th.
Oh, mate.
It's alright. Time to burn up from the back. Oh, as if Schumacher would be there.
Yeah, because I mean that's something I've been hoping for a long time. Because it annoyed the crap out of me that the last game they were on rails the whole time.
Yeah.
And I even did tests where I deliberately crashed into them, and like they were not subject to the same physics as the rest of us.
No, and they are subject to the same levels of damage on simulation mode, at least, definitely, because I was testing it out. Because I was wondering kind of... Oh, there we go. I thought Mazepin was just about to do a wonderful... not Mazepin. Schumacher was just about to do a wonderful demonstration, but he just about stopped it.
I'm going to do a single-player offline career, I think, at some point, just so I can test the horse out and see if it's as bad as it should be. But given its pace so far in our career, I'm guessing it's not.
No, it's better.
Because I do enjoy driving the very worst car. Just for a bit. I think it keeps me sharp.
Yeah.
Stops me getting complacent. Reminds me how lucky I am.
Oh. It's all a bit dodgems at the back here.
I tell you what, though. I mean, I really do like this game so far. Like, I approve of the changes, and I've not seen anything that like makes me angry I bought it or anything. But I was nowhere near as excited for this one as I have been in previous years.
Agree.
I didn't buy the early access edition. I almost forgot it was coming out. I don't know why.
Yeah, I know I've been very, very jaded about this release because to me it doesn't feel complete. And it won't feel complete until I have the tracks that are on the calendar, a performance upgrade update so that it is actually reflective of this year's performance, which to be fair is an all over the shot affair anyway. But just the fact that this is so blatantly the end of 2020's performance just rattles me. Obviously the most recent F2 stuff in as well. I always feel like I get the most fun out of this once it's kind of 6 months in, but this feels like the most early access kind of style of game. But it feels awkward to call it early access because the only bugs that I've ran into on this game, and I've had 2 so far, one required me to quit out of the game entirely, and that was I tried to do a flashback when I crashed into a barrier, and it got stuck on like a grey freeze. And the other ones is some of the animations where you come into a session on and you've got people going in the pits. I've seen some janky ones where I've had like some of my team members kind of like dancing in and out of my car and things like that, and I had a floating mechanic fly across the garage. Apart from that, perfect.
We're approaching the pit window.
One thing I've noticed is that there's still texture popping.
Yes.
It's not as bad as last year, there was also another problem I had last year in career mode. So sometimes, you change teams, and when it shows you in the menu screen in your race overalls, it seems the graphics for the overalls are in squares that are stitched together to make a pattern. And it would take the square that was over like my right nipple and rotate it 90 degrees. So half the sponsor would be written vertically and the other half would be written horizontally. I haven't seen that repeated, but the texture popping is still appalling. I still want a PS5 at some point, and I'm wondering... I'm more excited for 2022, to be honest, because I'm hoping... or maybe 2023, at some point, whenever they stop having to carry the PS4, that's when I'm excited to see, because I'm wondering if they didn't really fix a lot of stuff here, because it's kind of a hangover title.
Yeah.
While they wait until they can unleash the beast with F1 2022. And I think that's why the two-player co-op mode came out of nowhere. Because, I mean, people have been asking for it for years, but they've never shown any interest in giving it to us. And I wonder if now they're like, well, we've tested a lot of features in recent years, so why don't we add an EA-style story mode, which they've done, which I have no interest in, and they've added two-player co-op career mode, right? And then there's My Team mode. They have all the historic tracks and historic race modes. They've tested different race formats in previous games, so I'm wondering if they're going to do like a cherry pick, like what resonates best with fans, and then move forward with that. I mean, that would be the hope, right?
Fingers crossed.
But there's still so many things that I really would like to see them do, like multiplayer My Team mode, or like even a custom F1 championship where it's all My Teams.
Yes. I guess you can, well, no, you can't do that with League, can you? Because you aren't actually teams on leagues. But that would be grand. And I think they might be trying to work that way there. Oh no, sorry, I'm getting my wires crossed. I was just about to talk about R Factor 2's new open wheeled series, because that's got individual teams. And this isn't R Factor 2. Shut up, Simon.
In the pits for the old switcheroo.
Oh, someone's following you in. That is a McLaren.
There's a McLaren and a Red Bull, I think. Oh, and a Merc. So obviously I've triggered the call. Wow, my lead must have been massive, because I've pit and there's still cars going by. Here's something interesting. What I found so far is that I actually like the medium tyre better than any of the others. It feels racier for me. Like, in every game before, the softest tyre has always felt the best to me, but in this one I actually like the medium more.
That's interesting.
Which is kind of handy for me, really, because if we were playing like longer races, that would open up some really interesting strategic options.
Yeah.
But also, I don't know if you've noticed this, but the tyres feel much more closely competitive with each other. Like they are in real life. Like, I know there's big like single lap differences, but you know, in race trim, they're actually, you know, you can make interesting strategies work in real F1, and it's nice to feel like it's gone kind of that way here.
Yeah.
Okay, we can take you this up.
Nightmare fuel.
Was the incident you, by any chance, given I've heard a lot of swearing from you lately?
A little bit. Yeah. First front wing down, everyone. Those of you who do like to do the front wing drinking game, your first sip is on me, baby. I knew it would be like this.
I had a feeling it would be on me, but it seems you've spared me my blushes. Is that Williams on hard tyres?
I can only see medium. All right. 20th.
No, he's on soft.
I'll go at
okay.
this.
Look after these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound.
I'm sure you do want to finish the race on this compound.
How has he made his soft tyres last that long?
There is a much bigger variation on when people come into the pits, I've noticed, in the couple of races that I've done as well, which is lovely because it does feel like it just makes the race feel alive if you don't have everyone immediately coming in on lap 6 and 7 and that's it.
No, it does, but I'm now stuck behind a Williams, and for some reason I don't have quite the pace to get past him cleanly.
Oh.
Oh, there we go. I've got a good exit from that corner, so deploy the battery. He's moving to cover me off. Good test of the race. Oh, you bastard. Well held. Well held, Mr. Williams, whoever you were. Presumably Russell, I would hope.
Yeah, I've got Latifi ahead of me.
But that was beautiful defending. I mean, I swore at him because I was annoyed I didn't get past, but he covered me off beautifully. That Alfa Romeo looks gorgeous. That's another livery I really like.
That livery has grown on me over the year.
Yeah, swapping the white and red makes it look a lot better for some reason. I can't tell you why, but it works.
Russell's come out on the hard tyres, so he's done a weird strategy.
A very weird strategy. Like, what benefit is there possibly doing that?
Going longer on the softs and coming out of the hard. So the weird, stupid strategies are still here in the game. They need patching. But Mazepin's ahead of him and Latifi and Schumacher, so, you know, it's all good.
Amazing. That was a bit naughty. Was that Kimi who was just moving over on me?
I will not finish last. Come on.
I've lost a lot of time behind these cretins.
So one other thing that I've noticed with this game as well, which was subliminal, but it does make a difference, is the lack of fuel mixture modes means that you can start, and I just wanted to test it here just to make sure that it does actually pan out as true. So you can start underfueled and just run, because you just run mixed 2 all the way, it does seem to just kind of cancel itself back out again, and you don't really have to fuel save very much.
I'm driving flat out and I have 1 extra lap of fuel and it's just not going away.
No, it doesn't.
I was just about to try and burn it off, but it won't let me turn up the engine power.
No, because there is no fuel mix in this game anymore. I just wish they'd got rid of the kind of standard preset, because I know you can turn it down to lean in practice, but it kind of begs the question, why is it there in the race? But anyway.
Tell you what though, a lot of these settings, if they actually used them, will make esports a lot more interesting.
Yeah.
But I bet you any money they don't have failures on.
Oh no, never.
Too much ego.
Yeah. Agree.
I hope I still have the point for fastest lap. That would be sexy. Do you know who's leading? Oh, it's me. That wasn't me being a dick, by the way. I just didn't realise.
I love it. I love it so much.
It's because I was P3 and I didn't realise that they'd pitted and I'd driven past them.
That's me in P18. No Giovinazzi. Quite why you're behind both Hasses, I've got no idea. Oh, Brotas.
What's happened to him?
Out.
Oh, perfect. Actually, no, it's not. Don't safety car me now, not with this massive lead.
There's only 4 laps left. I don't think they'll bother.
Driver behind. Oh, fuck off, Jeff. Driver behind. I have to say, I really do enjoy driving without all the graphics on. I know it's a bit annoying for the sake of the podcast that I can't sort of see certain things, like I don't have the mini-map and I can't figure out if the car behind me is closing on me without asking Jeff, but I really enjoy that authentic experience.
Yeah.
I'd get rid of that thing in the bottom corner as well if I... Yeah, there we go. It just feels way more immersive, and I enjoy the feeling of having to use the radio. But Hamilton's about 5 seconds behind me, so...
Wow.
Happy days.
You have got this nailed.
Which is weird, because normally I'm shit at this track. I mean, like, atrocious. I can be quite fast in Sector 1, but usually Turn 1 and 2 mess me up. And then, you know, exit Turn 2 into Turn 3 really messes me up. But also, I constantly lose a whole bunch of time going into the final corner. And in this game, that same issue doesn't seem to hit me. I almost spanned then, hitting the curb, so good job I didn't get too complacent.
The game is great on PS4, Assassin's Creed. It works a dream, and no issues at all.
You never struck me as an Assassin's Creed kind of guy, Simon. Where's that come from?
Sorry, it was the name of the person asking the question.
Oh.
My other half loves Assassin's Creed, though. Obsessed with it. Speedruns. I'm desperate to play Assassin's Creed Origins, though, just because I like Egypt. Right, I've got myself back up to 13th. That is going to be as high as I can get, because I've got 10 seconds before I catch up to both Ferraris, neither of which are in the points.
Roller skates! Driver behind. Driver behind.
Love it.
He's really, yeah, I thought he was really gaining on me. It's because I lost a whole bunch of time because I nearly span, so I have to be a bit more aware now.
Have you turned on the virtual mirror on your... Or are you using the actual mirrors?
No, I use the... I can use the side mirrors, or I just press down to look behind.
Cool. I'm giving the virtual mirror a try because I'm glad that they've got it on. What I have noticed though is that then means that the mirrors on your side run at like 2 FPS a second. I'm not sure if they do that for you.
No, they seem to be fine.
Okay. So yeah, if you want to use the virtual mirror, you have to kind of commit to the virtual mirror.
What I really hope is
flags.
What I really hope is that in the next version of the game they add VR support, and then I can look in the mirror. I played Star Wars Squadrons recently, and that made me glad I had a VR headset. The first game that I really felt the value of VR. It's amazing. It's actually amazing. You really do feel like you're sat inside a TIE fighter. It's epic.
Amazing.
But of course, you still can't get the PlayStation Move controllers, just the headset. So there's a lot of games I can't actually play because I don't have the controller. It's a 17-lap race, right?
14.
Oh, sexy. That's good. Let's see if I've been able to open up that gap again. Driver behind. Why can't he understand me?
So
I just want to be heard, Jeff.
There's a deeper story in there somewhere. Maybe it's you're about to hit breaking point. No, sorry. So I think the two Haas drivers collected each other because there was a brief yellow flag, and Giovinazzi and the two Williamses have got both pass drivers. And then I saw them both going slowly, but they're both in the race and now going.
To be honest, that's not too far away from art imitating life, really, is it?
No,
They're going to
no.
come to blows at some point. And I have to say, like, for a guy that I didn't think was ready for F1, I think Mick Schumacher has acquitted himself very fucking well.
Yes, he has. He's got the right attitude. I'm delighted to be proven wrong because I'm also of the camp of. I thought he was. I think he was good enough for F1, but I didn't. I wanted him to have another season of like I don't know, testing and getting acclimatized or something before he came in.
But to be honest, like, there's already talk that they're going to place him at Alfa Romeo next year to replace Kimi, and I think that's a brilliant idea. Agree. He's handled Haas very well, but now he needs a car that can do a bit more, because I don't know how much Haas can support his development.
I agree. And part of the deal, actually, of Alfa Romeo staying on is that they, Frederic Vasseur now gets full control over who's in both seats. So I think that might spell the end to Giovinazzi as well, unfortunately. But,
yeah, possibly. But I don't know, though, because he seems to get on very well with Giovinazzi. I've seen lots of, like, behind-the-scenes Instagram stuff of him, like, ruffling his hair and playing jokes on him and stuff. And he has started to sort of... Well, it seems like he started to come good, but we had this conversation last season, right? Is it him coming good, or is it Kimi Räikkönen just getting worse and worse? I mean, that crash with Vettel, that was embarrassing. And I saw a lot of retired drivers coming out and saying, it's time, Kimi, it's time.
Yeah.
Whoop, whoop, that's the sound of the police.
Oh, Latifi. This is a very good indication of how the slightest bit of wing damage can really fuck up your race. Oh dear. Never mind. I don't know what was going on with that. I'd done this setup beforehand, and I'd struggled with that double left corner, but that went evil during that race. So, yeah, not my finest hour. Never mind.
No, I'm sorry, mate. That sucks.
Oh, got a trophy though. Oh, Giovinazzi got driver of the day. It's
Hold on, he got what? I just won in an Alpine.
I'm sure it's still based on positions gone up from the grid.
That's something they need to work on.
Oh, I like your helmet.
I honestly feel it was down to the driver.
You're welcome.
I mean, we can talk
Very
driver
Dutch.
skill all day, but if you don't have a solid team to back that, you're never going to get
I
anywhere.
added. Do you like the black sheen, the sort of black tint to it?
Yeah.
Because normally it's just like a harsh orange against a harsh black.
I think you've got a
And I decided to hybridise it this year.
Yeah. There you are.
Doing the Hulk Hogan. I do like the Alpine team wear as well.
Yeah, it's just
Like that
classic,
cap.
isn't it?
Yeah, that cap I think looks really cool. That's an interesting point, Dazzy. You know, if Vasseur will actually exercise that power. But I mean, honestly, Schwartzman or Eilert, I'd be fine with. I'd like to see Callum Eilert given a shot, to be honest.
Same. Although it did not surprise me that he buckled under the pressure, because he was always the one that was buckling under the pressure. He has fantastic speed, though. So I'd like to see him give it a go. And the fact that he was so good in his FP outing, I think, was very handy. Oh, I'm liking you being on the side there.
Yeah,
very,
that's a nice touch, isn't it?
very sheeny. Yeah, no, I'd be very happy to see Eilert there. Especially because I think there's a couple of drivers where if they don't get onto the grid very shortly, there's a clutch of drivers who I think are being touted as the next best thing coming through in F2. And I think we're going to see like a crop of people be missed for the next lot coming, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, then again, you say the same thing about Norris, right? Because it was years that Norris was talked about for that McLaren seat.
Yeah.
And Iloff, I feel like he's been on the radar forever. Interestingly as well, like, why is Oliver Rowland not on the list of potential Williams drivers?
So that was an exciting.
Because
he was a tester, wasn't he?
Yeah, Jost Capito was saying, oh yeah, we're going to, this is a list of drivers that we're considering other than George, in case we lose George. And like Bottas was on there, and Hulkenberg, and Daniel Kvyat. I was like, what about Oliver Rowland? Like, the boy did good.
Yeah.
I am happy with that performance. Thank you, Lee McKenzie. The car was amazing. I wouldn't say it had the right amount of downforce.
You scraped the walls a few times. Were you struggling for grip?
The durability department. I couldn't do this without a great team behind me.
Yeah, I'm stuck on it. She's already come out with, you've scraped the wall a few times. I feel like you need to do shots for the amount of times that woman says that.
Yeah, but also, like, she says you've scraped the wall a few times after, like, you know, maybe you've taken the front wing off 8 times or something.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
That I happened to be in career mode all the time, and I was like, well, yeah, just a bit.
Been in a barrel rolling crash. Ooh.
You left some paint on the wall. Yeah, I left some teeth in the gravel as well.
If they find half of my sphincter been rammed on. There,
I'm getting a lot of trophies, which tells me that something's not so well balanced as well, to be honest.
Oh, it's because there's a trophy for being on the podium, for winning with manual gears, for winning with like custom avatar. So I had this the other earlier on today. I was like, oh, I got 6 trophies all at once, and I was like, I didn't realise why.
So Dazzy is saying Giovinazzi needs more exposure. Most people forget he's there. I think there's some truth to that.
I agree. Especially with his qualifying stuff. He's been trouncing Kimi in quali. He's had some terrible luck in the races. The last few races, he's been whacked and taken out. And whereas Kimi's had cleaner races, and that's kind of made him his racecraft not quite shine through. But yeah, I agree. He needs some exposure and some love.
I just got a message that one of our upgrades failed, but they haven't. So I don't know what it's talking about.
Oh.
Lightweight wheel rims are 2,010 points. I knew they were going to do this. The first upgrades are all cheap. And then it gets stupid. Yeah, I see what you're doing. Oh, hold on. So we can upgrade front downforce and rear downforce. And we've got a discount on a Halo upgrade because we unlocked it through testing. We've got a 13% discount. So if you go to the aerodynamics tab and press down, there's another tech tree. I missed that.
Oh, okay. Oh, we should maybe. Are we able to?
Yeah, we've got enough. We've got enough for that, definitely.
Oh, and there's 3 tech trees. Oh, so they've just taken the weight reduction, weight distribution, tyre wear, engine power, supplier upgrades.
And the supplier upgrades we have no control over, right? They do that.
Yeah, they're just coming whenever. Yeah, estimated delivery dates. Fine.
Okay, so I'll order the. Well, actually, do you want the front wing end plate or the Halo? Because we've got the discount, right?
I always go for where the discount is because it just personally, but I have no issues.
Yeah, no, I've ordered it. It's too late now. But we're now at the maximum number of upgrades in development, so we can't order any more until they're finished.
Okay.
I have put 30% wear on my internal combustion engine.
Same.
23 on the MG UK, 24 on the MG UH.
Oh, reverse
13 on
those
the
for
energy
me.
store, 28 on the turbocharger, and 15 on the electronics. Yeah, we need to do durability upgrades for sure.
So I'm harder on my car than you as well then, because I'm 30, 24, 23, 18, 29, 20. That sounds like the worst Miss World measurements. I'm loving that you were on a claim 4, but because I had to say basically I was shit that race, I'm only on a claim 2. That's cool.
I got the point for fastest lap. Dope.
Oh yeah, 26. Nice.
Okay, so
How was you feeling with the difficulty with that?
yeah, it's too low.
Okay.
Well, because I shouldn't be winning by
Yeah.
by that much in an Alpine in the first race.
Works for me.
But as to what we should set it to, I don't know. Because also, I don't feel like I got an idea of your true representative race pace.
So I was still above where I think Alpine should be. So I'm happy to bump it. You are definitely faster than me.
Well, at least at that track, and at least at this point, right? 'Cause,
Yeah.
It changes as you get your eye in. Well, why don't we bump it up like 2 or 3, and we can just keep going incrementally.
Okay.
Personnel upgrades. Are we both being fired?
I'm so used to playing it in my team. I was like, who ordered that? But yeah, it's done automatically, isn't it? Because it's one of theirs.
Completed without issue. They'll be
Oh,
on the
cheers,
car
Andrea.
next race weekend.
Oh, it's a season break. What?
Well, why don't we order some more parts then, since we've got 1,000 available?
Yeah.
Do you want to take a look through the tree, see what we've got?
Yeah, I preferred this menu as a map. I prefer the
me
last
too.
one.
So we can afford ICE durability upgrade, which seems like a wise investment, given that one race of 10 has put a third wear on it.
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
But actually, how many ICEs do we get? We get 3, right?
Let me dive out. I'll just check. Yeah, we get 3.
Right? And assuming they all are about 30% wear, we technically get 3 races out of each engine. That takes us to 9. So technically we should only get 1 penalty. But I imagine once the durability is like over 70% worn, that failure is pretty likely.
Yeah, and we'd get
So-
like weird gear shifts or something maybe. Or-
Yeah, so okay, I'm going to, if it's fine with you,
lower power.
I'll improve the durability of the power unit.
Yeah.
Yeah, powertrain, I don't think we need anything urgent. We've got 425 points left, that's not enough for anything. Oh wow, the front wing end plate has got more expensive by 10 credits. I wonder what caused that. That's interesting.
Is that morale?
Well, I just got unlocked an achievement for maximum morale, so I'm guessing not. I wonder if... Oh, morale's normal, though, so maybe
Morale
it
was high.
Yeah.
One of them was high. I spotted it earlier. I didn't see which one.
Yeah. Alrighty. Right, well, I guess we do the season break, huh?
Yeah. Netflix and chill.
Season break done. That was exciting.
We had a major issue on the production line earlier this week.
Yeah, I'm pulling out because the Halo just failed, and maybe we've got enough points to set it going again.
Yeah, that's a good shout.
That was in aerodynamics. Insufficient points. How many do we need? Oh, we're 10 points short.
Ah. Oh, we've got a weekly resource coming in on the 31st, though.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll stop there and we'll reorder it.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, you're waiting for me. I was just sitting there going like, yeah. I agree.
I agree.
Conscientiously objecting.
Okay, R&D, aerodynamics. Yeah, I know it's failed. That's why we're reordering it. 8 days, so it should still be ready for the next Grand Prix, I hope. Yeah, 2 days before. Ready when you are.
Oh, sorry. I was just going to f1carsetup.com to try and get a Canadian Grand Prix set up. Because whatever I did on my...
Okay, we've had the new parts come through the fabrication process. We'll have them with us for the next Grand Prix.
Okay.
Oh, I got a trophy for that. I don't know how.
We have dropped down the standings in vehicle performance, though.
Probably because we've gone for some reliability.
Yeah, we've gone for durability upgrades. AlphaTauri have leapfrogged us.
Dirtbag. That's right, Snowdrill crash.
Okay, on we go then. And also, mate, just tell me how you are with time as we go.
I'm
I don't want to.
Okay. I think. Oh, you're waiting for me. Sorry. Yes, we can.
That's all right. Take your time. So, would you care to speculate on how you see your career developing? Do you have any goals during career mode?
In this, in our two-player career.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if I will stay with Alpine. I might get booted if I continue driving like that. But I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure if I fancy trolling around with you, causing carnage on different teams or not. Or being really intrigued as to which F2 drivers end up maybe coming up into our thing and wanting to go and pair with like a really unusual combo.
Yeah, for me, see, my Aston Martin were on my list as a potential, but they're too close to the top. And then the problem is, like, you get used to driving one car, then you change, and suddenly, like, your performance dips. And some AI driver gets the benefit of all your work. Can we skip? What are the settings here? Oh, that's just game settings. Okay. Okay, that's fine. If I skip to qualifying, what does it do? Did we find out? Or do you want to do the practice?
You
want to do the practice, don't you, for your setup?
Do you? Are you bothering with setups?
I don't mind, mate. I don't mind. If you want some time to tweak a setup, that is fine.
It'd be handy if I could just do a lap or two, if that's okay,
Yeah.
and then we can quit out.
Here we go. Available. Oh, hold on. Quick practice. Oh, I like that.
Oh, does that let us?
Yeah, and it only affects me. Should say select practice type P2, right?
It just tells me next session.
All right. So it's saying go to track, take to the track in order to complete practice programs and familiarise yourself, or go to quick practice, which is earn resource points and development boosts without having to drive the practice programs yourself.
Ooh.
But we're going to drive for this one, aren't we?
Oh, do you know what? I will put my trust in the holy gods of setups on the website and have a giggle. And we could do a quick
Are you
practice.
sure? Because honestly, I don't mind, and I think we can choose race by race. I don't think this commits us to always doing practices.
Yeah, no.
Those could be
all right.
famous last words, but I'm pretty sure.
I'm all right.
Are you absolutely sure?
Yeah.
Okay, then.
Be interested to see what it thinks that we're going to have. Quick practice. Select one to attempt. Race strategy, I guess. Quick practice allows you to complete practice programs. Blah, blah, blah. Rewards. Oh, well, I would just do that.
Okay, that's interesting. What do I do now? Turbo durability or engine power? Do you know what? Maybe we should have actually driven this, because it's just assuming I'm going to fail all the testing programs.
See, I've got a 70 and a 50% and a 25.
Oh yeah, I've used my time really badly as well. Yeah, I fucked up.
Success. Oh, but I can only do that because it's only 50%, isn't it? Oh, I mean, I was successful in everything, but God knows what that...
I wasn't. Oh, and we could have unlocked weight reduction. Okay, right. Yeah, we need to... Yeah, fuck this. We need to do this properly. Or at least... I need to figure out how this time management system works, so I'm not wasting it doing pointless laps that I don't need to do.
Yeah, because I wonder how if it's going to scale our reliability. Well, I did the race strategy. Oh, got a trophy.
And
fine.
I did quali pace.
I wonder if it's now.
I mean, I like that they give you that option, but it could be explained a bit better.
Yeah, that was a bit clunky. I wonder if it now goes FP2, and we're like, oh okay. Yep.
Amazing.
So we can choose one thing per session.
Okay, that's fine then. So I get another crack at managing my time a bit better.
That was confusing.
Or we can skip straight to qualifying, but we should do the next session, right?
It's up to you.
Well, I don't know how it works. Do we just forfeit all the points now? Like...
Oh wow! No. Ooh, I tell you what. Let's not do too much of that running. So that has added 13% onto my ICE.
10 to mine.
Fuck.
Yeah. Okay. So we should drive the practices ourselves.
Even if it's just to thrash out a couple of R&D and then skid out.
Yeah. Okay, should I skip to qualifying, or do we do the practices and get what points are on the table? Oh, it's got a chance of rain, so maybe it's a chance to get some wet running without it being in a race.
I don't mind.
Why don't we see if it rains on us and we can get our first wet running?
Yeah.
And that way you can tweak your setup a little bit. I know it's not the most exciting thing for the viewers. I apologise, guys, but we don't want to fuck up too much because we can end up like having failures that were totally avoidable, or with not enough R&D points, or with all kinds of things. So qualifying pace is okay. Let's do...
Okay, it's dry at the moment. That's good. Right, quick.
Let's do race strategy.
So, my setup apparently, so we're going to go... Oh, this is very different to what I thought it was going to be. Do that. Let's go up there. Do that. 3150. 12. S41. 7, 2, 5, 3, 6. I don't think so. Always 87% brake pressure. I don't know why I'm obsessed with 87% brake pressure. It seems to suit my fat fingers.
Everyone needs a hobby. I have to say, this car feels fantastic. I mean, just really on it.
Worrying.
I don't know why, but it just does.
Oh, it's giving me quali pace. Okay.
I tell you what, though, like in F1 2020, when I didn't have traction control, I really noticed it. Here, I don't feel any difference. It feels like traction control's always on, even when I turn it off.
What's your what's the jigs? The oh my god, you know what I'm saying? The
Come on, Simon.
Assists that you've got on.
I just have braking line in the corners, and there was something else.
Like a rubber out on track.
I forget. But
so I've got traction control on medium, and that's it.
But like, if you turn it on to full, or you turn it off entirely, it feels pretty much the same. At least to me. Like, maybe a teeny bit more likely to snap out on you on the curbs, but like that's really about it. It's odd. I really felt the difference between full and medium traction control in the last game. Here I can't even really feel when it's off.
Straight into the wall. Well done, Smith.
Amazing. Dangerous.
Is that you?
It's me, baby. Coming up the rear admiral. When I look back, would I be correct in saying that you have no front wing?
I have no right part of my wing.
Ah, okay. Yeah, something didn't look correct.
Well, it's yellow, I guess. I think it's so yellow.
Oh, such a depressing song by such a depressing band. Oh, I am so overheated. Why is it so warm? What did I do to deserve this punishment?
I was worried actually with the sprint qualifying taking place at 6 p.m. in British time. I thought, I wonder, because Thursday in the UK it was a pretty gloomy day, and when I looked out the window I thought actually it's quite dark for 6 o'clock at night in summertime. This could be a problem if we have this tomorrow. 4 minutes to repair a front wing? You're having a giraffe! Let's follow you.
Car repairs have set us back a little.
Well, I still think having quali for quali is the stupidest fucking idea in the world. Why are they having qualifying for the qualifying sprint race? The whole point of the sprint race was you put the cars in reverse championship order, and that's what makes it interesting. But no, like the same people who always get pole are going to get pole, and then they're just going to win a short race because they don't even have to manage their tyres. what is the fucking point? I'm interested what chat thinks about this format, because it's fucking atrocious in my opinion.
The only interesting thing I've seen pop up in some of my kind of group chats is that they're liking the 1 hour practice session, because you have to proper cram everything in, and so the cars are out on track all the time doing something. So I quite liked that from an idea and perspective, that it keeps you on your toes that way.
I'm really trying to drive to the time it's given me, but I don't know. It's too slow. I don't even have to drive these laps now. I'm just doing it for a laugh. I've already reached the target score.
1:12.7. Calm down.
Was that me? Sorry.
Oh no, you've done a 1:11.3 is your fastest lap. 3 tenths ahead of Vettel, 4 tenths ahead of Verstappen and Ricciardo.
Incidentally, if anyone knows how to use UDP telemetry, mine is being publicly broadcast. So if there are any race engineer nerds out there, they should be able to observe my race telemetry.
Mm-hmm. Manner in the chat. I like that they're trying new things, but I'm not sure about this. The front guys won't take risks and it will stay professional. The back end could get interesting though. I agree with that actually. I think you hit the nail on the head. Especially because it's only points for like the top 3. So why would you risk it too much over a 4th and 5th?
But also, like, the risk now of cars not being in a condition to start the main race on Sunday is much, much higher.
Yes.
And actually, well, I mean, it probably makes no difference to Yuki Tsunoda, but, you know, to the rest of them. The interesting thing as well for me, I suppose, is that isn't this just going to expand the lead of the already dominating teams, right? Because what I thought when they suggested this was that on Saturday there would be a short, like 10, 15, 20 lap race, whatever. One set of tyres, everyone starts on fresh tyres, and they start in reverse championship order. And maybe there'd be points at the front, but really you're racing for how you start the race the next day, right? And the idea is that because overtaking is quite difficult, that you'd have a bit of a show because the faster cars are trapped behind the slower ones, and as long as they can kind of... But then again, you know, maybe they just get stuck behind and we just end up with something else that's equally boring. But, you know, I expected to sort of see, like, maybe the Astons or the Alphas do quite well in the sprint race format. And then start higher up than they would qualify over like a Q1, 2, 3 kind of setup.
Yeah.
But, oh, it's getting dark. It's going to rain. Slow button on. Thank you, Dazzy.
Engine fired. We're set.
Yeah, I think for me, oh yeah, it's got dark very quickly. And it's got very dark in my living room as well all of a sudden. Right, let's get going.
15% chance of rain, going up to 49% in 10 minutes.
I'm on it. Now that my front wing is fixed, let's get this action on the road.
Weather changes expected during my next practice program. It has got very dark, but I'm hoping I can do the fuel program in one lap again. No, I completely agree, Dazzy, and it's, for me, it's like the stupidest thing, other than, what was that?
The elimination one.
Yeah, the elimination one was stupid. The one where they had 2 quali sessions.
2003, yeah.
No, but also like
2005 when they combined them.
Yeah, and then there's the one from the 90s as well, the early 90s, where there was Friday qualifying and Saturday qualifying, and they took your best time from either day. Yeah.
And then if it rained on Saturday, you'd be like, well, this is going to be an hour of dread.
Yeah, it's going to be completely pointless. And then what was the one where everyone took their lap in turn? And the idea was to give everyone's sponsors maximum exposure. It was when Minardi was still around, so it was pre-2006.
It was 2003 to 6, was that?
Because, like, part of me kind of liked that, but just the fact that it was pressure just one lap removed all the excitement a little bit for me. Like, seeing what happens in the rush at the end of a session. Like, do you remember when for a second it looked like a Lacey had put a Sauber on pole?
Yeah, Austria 98.
Yeah. And like, you know, it just robs you of qualifying sessions like that.
Yeah, because that one shot quali was a bit strange as well, because on Friday you did one shot quali to set the order of when you would go out on Saturday. And remember, there was, I think it was actually for Britain, there was one where they was like, the weather report said it's going to rain at the end of the session, so everyone went as slow as possible so that they could be first out, and then the rain didn't come at all and it buggered everything up. But it was like people coasting over the line to try and get a slower and slower time so that they could get an earlier grid position.
Much help to us. We need it again, I'm afraid.
Oh, it reckons I'm going to qualify 20th. All right.
All right. Jesus. Don't hold your punches. But the game is bullshit at predicting your qualifying price. It really is.
No, that's true.
Because it's predicted me for P15.
That being said...
I dropped it.
You need to come in before you run out of fuel. Pit within 2 laps.
I dropped it bad.
Where'd you drop it?
Coming out from the final corner.
Ooh.
And now I have to drive a full lap with no front wing.
No.
In the rain, on dry tyres. So as you can imagine, I'm turning the steering wheel and nothing's happening. I guess I must have just caught some of those early drops of rain, and it just, yeah, it threw me. Well, bum, 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 bum. It's time for another shot. It's another front wing gone.
So I was going to say it's taking the piss that I'm qualifying in 20th, but I have got Latifi and Schumacher ahead of me and Russell just behind me. So again, I'm not looking hot. Someone's put in the chat, please do a Williams career. I might do a Williams career as like a little separate thing, or I might do like a properly edited series of my team. It's just I don't want to flood the channel with F1 2021 stuff, because where we're doing this differently for Failcast, I want this to be the shining F1 2021 content of all of its glory of the spinning and losing front wings and getting everyone drunk with shots games.
Exactly. I'm liking this new format. The less like the less focus on trying to be a podcast means, you know, if I don't have anything to say, I don't have to force anything, and it's freeing up some brain power for driving, which always helps.
I tell you, one thing this also frees us up to do is we might do some special one-off league events as a Failcast league, where we just do like, I don't know, 3 or 4 25% races and make it a little mini league for people, or something like that. Because I done a poll on YouTube, and about 20 odd people said that they'd be interested in it and that they have access to a PS4. So
I can tell it's been a long day in the sun and I've been drinking, because I heard you say that and I interpreted it as I had sex with a Polish man on YouTube, and I was like, bloody hell, they've let the moderation standards go.
Demonetized. I miss Williams BMW. They were dominant at that time. Yes, Williams BMW were a great little... I used to like their liveries, actually.
Yeah, me too. I do miss Williams BMW. Do you know, though, whoever suggested Williams, it did occur to me that Simon and I should have started at Williams, really, rather than Alpine. But we'd agreed on Alpine and we both loved the livery. And there's nothing to say we couldn't both move to Williams mid-season. Or at the end of the season, if the game's getting too easy.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Or I end up staying at Alpine and you end up... Oh, because I'm coming... I was going to say because I'm coming out, but I'm not ready coming out yet. Very dark. Oh, I had you go past twice. That was weird.
Oh, it does that sometimes. It's my evil twin. Neb.
You love. Oh, yeah. We're out together.
But yeah, this would be a great screen cap for the Instagram, but I can't do it because multiplayer.
These conditions are only getting worse. Watch out for standing water.
Yeah, I mean that's the interesting thing. That's why I'm really excited in this new format, because I don't know what either of us are going to do in our career. I know the odds are overwhelmingly that we're not going to stay teammates, and I think that could be quite interesting, because once we've both got our eye in the game, and the last few years we've been incredibly close on race pace, insanely close. And I think the shorter race format and the shorter seasons, I think we should actually end up really, really close together, because there's less laps for us to fuck things up. Did you see I nearly lost it there?
That was beautiful. I got a full 90-degree side-on shot. Mana's put a really interesting comment in the chat, actually. I wonder if you'll get the same offers for the same teams or not.
Yeah, but I just want to get offers, right? Because I hated the system in the previous games where it was you just pick who you want to go to and they pretty much always hire you. I've only been rejected for a contract once, right? So I was the world champion at McLaren. I went to Sauber and asked for the easiest to accept contract, because it's imaginary money. It's not like I'm really being paid.
Yeah.
So I made myself as cheap as possible, but they couldn't afford me. But that was the only reason.
Aww.
They'd spent too much of their in-game bucks on presumably keeping Kimi Räikkönen out of the retirement home. But the thing is that you shouldn't be able to finish a bunch of races 18th for Haas and then just decide I'm moving to Mercedes and then it's just fine.
Agreed.
To me that just seems really, really stupid. And I mean, I'm glad we did this practice session. I'm valuing this experience in the wet. And the answer to the question is, I got taken out.
Oh no!
It was my own fault. I'm so tired. I just terminal damage. I got driven into by Vettel.
Okay, decent
there we go.
there, but there's still more to find. Keep at it.
But it was my own fault. I mean, I thought I could get onto the track and turn round without interfering with him, but yeah, I was naive.
I mean, if you're going to interfere with anyone.
Yeah. But now I can go on board with you, and that makes me a happy Ben.
As I smack it into the wall. And again. Ah!
I tried to get an excellent screenshot of you there for the Instagram, and then you just drove off the track when I tried to do it. And then into the wall. I got sparks coming out of the back of the car.
This is my problem, though, is I feel... Yeah, something's gone wrong here. I think I must have damage, but I can't see it on the screen. Or it's now so wet that inters aren't so great. For me, it must be how I've got something set up with how I steer. And I was playing around with some of the options of the dead zone and the how the triggers can be you can extend the direction of travel that they have before you get to 100%. What was
Oh,
that?
a bit just fell off your car.
Program complete.
Yeah, no, I clipped the wall.
Okay. I thought it like shook itself loose.
No. And I don't feel like I've got this adaptive trigger thing quite right, because I'm so used to having the full length of travel of the trigger to have the full length of acceleration, and it's much tighter on this game. So as a consequence, my fat hoofy fingers are just too cack-handed, and so that's why I'm lighting up the tyres and spinning around like a duck.
Not as bad as me though. Like I saw you nearly lose it at the hairpin where I lost it before, and then got taken out by Vettel. So I mean, I was being really gentle on the throttle, but clearly nowhere near gentle enough. Let's see who else we can hop on board with. Let's see. We've got Mick Schumacher. That Alfa Romeo does look sexy. That's Giovinazzi as well. Let's watch his fantastic hair.
So your lap, was that with just default setup?
Yeah.
Wow.
Sorry. I think it's just like... do you remember there was one of these games that just suited me incredibly well, and it feels like that again.
Oh, that's cool.
Where, you know, there's been others that suited you a lot better.
Yeah. I'll get there. I'll get you next time, gadgets. Right. See, I don't want to go out anymore because I've attempted. I've got points on the board for each of our stuff.
My wheel is still stuck in the middle of the track. It hasn't despawned. So I just keep seeing my wheel that came off just in the middle of the track, and everyone's driving through it.
Just chilling.
Do you know, the more I look at that Williams, the more I'm thinking, yeah, we should have driven for Williams. Maybe I end up there at some point.
Maybe if the game is just too damn... But if there's such a disparity between us in difficulty, maybe you end up at Williams and I'm still at Alpine, and we'll end up doing on-track battles even though your car's a second slower.
But the thought did occur to me, but honestly, I don't think this differential between us is going to last. Because also, if you remember, one of the other years, it was the same. Like, we did a opening night stream. It was the year we were Toro Rosso. And I just could not drive that version of the game. And I did have a very high DNF rate that season, but when I did finish a race, we were pretty similar on race pace. So I think it might be the same here. I'm pretty sure like this disparity thing won't continue.
Okay. Well, if I retire from the session because I don't want to do any more, that'll move us on.
That would be amazing team radio.
No more. Do you guys think Mick Schumacher will move to Ferrari in the future to continue his father's legacy? No. Not in anywhere in the near future.
Well, it depends, right? Because I think they saw Carlos Sainz as a stopgap. And so maybe their plan is give Carlos at least a year, like probably a few years, and maybe in 3 years or so we do see Mick Schumacher there. That's what I would think. But the problem is Carlos isn't going to make it easy for them to make that decision. And like, honestly, how well has he adapted to Ferrari?
Out of all the drivers that have moved teams, he is the one that has come out smelling of roses the best and easiest. And I think the fact that Ricciardo is struggling, Perez has struggled, shines a light on how well Carlos has done. And I think you're right. I think they put Carlos in there as a stopgap, and I think they're going to realise that actually he is their real deal, and that's why I don't think Schumacher will get to go. Excuse me. Ooh, who are we buttering up?
I did durability again.
I'll do aero.
You really put a lot of effort into practice today. Are you testing new components?
Are you testing it? Yeah, we're gathering data on durability.
everything.
Thanks, Claire. I'm glad to see with all of the changes, you have exactly the same questions. Girl! Did you see that the IndyCar game's been announced?
I did not. Oh, we have to do a Failcast IndyCar.
Again by Motorsport Games. So it's interesting because they're taking the R Factor 2 engine, and that's what they're going to do to make the NASCAR game better, which, to be fair, can only be a good thing. But yeah, they're going to use the same base for the IndyCar side of stuff, and considering the IndyCar mods that you can get in R Factor 2, that does make me quite moist for that. Oh, that means we can play as Takuma Sato again.
Oh, wouldn't that be good? Dazzy disagrees that signs is a stopgap. Yeah, I mean, I probably worded it badly, but I mean, the thing is they wanted a guy in the second car who would be consistent and score points, but I don't think they hired Sainz with the view of making him a long-term Ferrari driver. That's Charles Leclerc, who's got like a 5-year deal or something.
Yeah.
I think they just had enough of Vettel, and they just wanted someone who was not past it and who could get some points in the bag. Oh, cool, we've earned some more discounts.
It's like club card points.
Sainsbury's.
Black Lives Matter with Tesco. It's a Joe Lycett joke. Don't at me for that, people.
Those guys are cancelling themselves. Did you see the thing they posted about Cuba?
No.
Oh, well, basically, they blamed all the riots in Cuba on America and were praising the communist government. And, like, all the supporters, like, everybody was leaving messages saying, what the fuck is this? Take this down immediately. They live under a communist dictatorship. There are death squads shooting people. What a stupid take. But, like, they haven't taken it down. And, yeah, like, all their funding's drying up. It's really funny seeing how these very virtuous organisations turn out to maybe not be quite so virtuous once they've got your money.
Indeed.
Righty dokie. 2% chance of rain, so I won't freak out about that.
Everyone ready?
I'm going straight out.
Okay,
I need the lappage and the confidence. Yeah, so super excited for the IndyCar game. NASCAR game is the first time that I've been interested in a NASCAR game for a while because of how that's shaping up to be. It is a good time, I think, to be a motorsports gamer and fan at the moment. With the BTCC game coming as well.
Yeah, do you know, I know we're an F1 channel really, but it would be fun if some of these games are on PlayStation for us to try some other disciplines. I mean, yeah. I was still quite proud of us for trying to run the Indy 500 2 years ago.
Yeah,
I know we crashed disastrously a few laps in, but it was an interesting change of pace.
It was good fun.
And if there's an IndyCar game that we can do like a short career mode on, then why the hell not? I mean, my plan is to start streaming some more. Mm-hmm. And this is a great excuse for me to do it. I'm more motivated to stream when I'm doing it with you because I enjoy the company and the conversation. But also, like, the old format of like one race per stream or editing stuff for YouTube. Like, I don't have the time for it, clearly, and that's why it didn't work out for me. And like, honestly, I'm so over YouTube at the moment. I really wanted to wrap out my Grand Prix World playthrough so much with Tyrrell, but I'm genuinely annoyed about a lot of the things they've done to my channel without me asking.
Yes.
And it kind of feels like I don't want to put money in your pockets for inconveniencing the people who want to watch my content.
Yeah, especially now that they've done the old, if you turn off ads, we can now overrule your ad turning off. I thought, that's not really a great user experience, given how your AI bots deal with it. The other thing that has pissed me off about YouTube at the moment, which I actually they replied to a comment of mine on Creator Insider, but it didn't really. It just confirmed what I was saying, not necessarily said anything one way or another. So you know the shorts that you can now get on YouTube?
Yeah.
Where it's all, it has to be mobile, it has to be this, that and the other. So everyone is opted into short content, and all of everyone's videos on YouTube can be chopped up one way or another to suit this kind of format. So you can have your video chopped up in any way you want. Someone else can post it as a short, and then basically they take the credit and the money for whatever it is that you do. And I said, well, how can you allow that as a best practice and a practice that you approve of and champion, when we all get demonetized for someone making like a bird sound in the background, and someone says that they've copyrighted the sound of a bird squawking, and that can get your channel removed, deleted, striked up against. I said, you can't have that ecosystem running side by side. What's going on? And the reason why that pissed me off is because I have a channel which I don't promote on here, which is all about doing like ambient music stuff. And one of them, I was mucking about with a chord, B flat, if you must know. And it's just a chord of B flat kind of echoing around in like 360 degrees around your ears. It's supposed to be like, like binaural beats, but just shit. Because it's me trying out new things to go for a future project. Sony Music decided that they copyright own B flat. And I was like, no, it's not this music at all. So I tried to argue the toss, and they just let it sit there for 31 days before then letting the copyright thing go. And then immediately, because they didn't... Oh,
I just
no!
got taken out.
What happened there? I've just gone past you.
I was slowing down to look after my fuel, and someone just drove into me.
Oh, dude. You on pole, though?
No, P2 so far, but obviously there's quite a lot of time left. P3 now.
Schnauzer.
P4.
You're now in P7.
Who hit me? I'm trying to see now who's got damage. What's all that smoke in the pit lane?
Is that
Someone's
me?
gonna...
Not sure. Hey, Vise. Or Viz, rather.
Well, I don't know who hit me, but someone...
We'll have to check it out in the race director.
Oh, Dazzy,
afterwards.
I'm absolutely flattered. No, I promise, mate, at some point I will finish that GPW playthrough. I love Tyrrell Time.
Tyrrell Time?
Yeah.
I love how CBeebies that sounds.
Yeah, that's what I call it. It's Tyrrell Time.
God, I'm only 7 tenths off pole, but I'm still 10th. So close. 11th now. Oh, you've got to be so spot on.
You do.
And I lose half of that in Sector 1. I need to clear up my Sector 1, clearly. Right, let's get out there and get going. To the track and beyond.
Complete. Mechanics, please stand clear.
Sebastian Vettel is last.
Wah, wah.
I'm actually really annoyed that I've got to sit here for 10 minutes now because I was trying to save my tyres. There's a lesson in there somewhere.
So what other games do you think you'll fancy streaming alongside the F1 stuff if you want to pick up other stuff and kind of do long format stuff on Twitch? And what is your Twitch channel for people who are listening on this side of the fence?
Twitch.tv/definitely0. That is an excellent question. So I've been trying to rethink some of my content. And I want to try and play to my strengths a bit more, not that I have many. So the thing is, like, there's an expansion coming for RimWorld.
Ooh.
And I've been trying to do RimWorld for a very long time. And I did some test episodes to see how they went down. But I didn't feel at the time I could present properly. I didn't think the content was good enough. But then I've watched other people streaming now, which I never used to do. And I realised that I've been holding myself to this impossibly high standard. See, like, I thought when you stream and play games, you know, you should put... Well, of course you should put effort in, but... Like, I've always felt like dead air... It's like radio or TV, for example, right?
Yeah.
If there's dead air, then you're not doing your job. But then I realised when I watch most streamers, they're silent like 90% of the time. And then they get like tons of viewers. So people are there for something other than what I thought people would watch streams for. I know part of it is the interaction, but even then, like, if you watch big streamers, most people are actually silent in chat. They're just watching. And because I'm not the kind of gamer who's like good at a game, where people can watch and like appreciate that, and I'm not great at shooters and things like that, although I like them. I think, you know, F1 content has its community, which is good. I'll keep that. But strategy games are really my forte, strategy and management. And I've been thinking of things like Crusader Kings 3, or I have Age of Wonders Planetfall on PlayStation.
Oh, same.
And I was thinking of maybe dabbling with that, or something of that ilk.
Good shout.
But yeah, I honestly don't know. Because the problem is, you know, I think the most entertaining streamers that I've watched in my research are the ones who actually don't commit sort of long-term playthroughs, and they'll just play a different couple of games every time they stream.
Yeah.
And then really it's about the conversation, just hanging out and making stupid jokes and laughing at glitches and so on. And I think that might be a better atmosphere for me, to be honest.
We think we may see some rain.
What about you? Are you undertaking anything in particular?
No. I think... See, I was saying this in a kind of slightly roundabout way elsewhere, but so my YouTube views have absolutely tanked in the last couple of months.
Oh, it was Sonoda who hit me. Sorry, carry on. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Yeah, but I just saw Dazzy's comment. Sonoda torpedoed the stream. Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing. That makes me happy. I don't mind now that I was taken out.
I'd like to have heard his team radio. Oh, fuck.
Banzai.
Voila. He's a bit sweary, is our Yuki. No, so my views have absolutely tanked everywhere because I don't stick to particular playthroughs of stuff. The only thing that's masked it the last couple of months. So this last month, for some reason out of nowhere, my Tokyo 2020 game review got 10,000 views just out of nowhere, which was grand, and masked my 10,000 view drop, basically, that I've had from my normal content. And my Circuit Superstars videos of updates were doing well, but now are not. So I don't know if everyone's just kind of gone, I'm bored of this game now. But actually, I'm absolutely loving that game, which was why I was doing the stuff. So I'm continuing doing what I'm doing, but what I've been doing is, alongside the reviews, I'm now doing playthroughs of my PS2 games. And that seems to be what's bringing people in.
I did see a couple of those, and I like it.
So
I like it, and I can understand why, because gaming from that era is getting a bit of a revival for some reason. I don't know what spurred it.
I think it's because it was a simpler time, a happier time, and a breezier time. Because I think people, especially people of that age, who played in the PS2 era, now are kind of full-grown adults. They're probably able to sell their PS2, sell all of their games, and go on. And it's also the last generation of console where you haven't lost your content for having to buy the stuff online, and therefore you're losing stuff to server closures. The games are still yours, and they're yours 100%. So it's easier to keep.
That's true, right? And that's something that's been bothering me a bit lately. That it feels to me like this is something that needs to be addressed, and they're starting to address it in other areas, right? So, like right to repair. I was reading something about Tesla trying to charge a guy £16,000 for a £700 fix.
What?
Well, it's the same thing with Apple, right? Apple don't let you repair your own stuff. You have to go to them, and then they overcharge you. Mm-hmm. And people are making the argument, well, with the environment, the way things are, and so on, shouldn't we be making things last rather than we need to get rid of this idea of a pre-built lifespan? Yeah. And I have to say, applause, Nokia. I'm a big fan of Nokia phones and always have been. They're building phones now that they say are their selling point is this phone will last, right? We're putting in the hardware that will cope, and we won't throttle it. And they're supposed to be moving towards a design eventually, is the rumor, where you can replace outdated components but keep the phone itself.
Oh, great.
So instead of having to buy a brand new phone, you just get it serviced and put in a new processor or whatever. And yeah, there's still waste involved in that, but it's a kind of happy medium between not allowing technology to stagnate, but also, not throwing stuff out just because it's a year old. And with gaming, right, it's really tricky because it did used to be that you bought a game and you owned it.
Yeah.
And I'd like to see in law something that says if you buy a game that is online only, then the developer obviously can't have an obligation to keep the servers on in perpetuity, but they should be obliged to either release some kind of patch that allows people to run their own servers, or they should release the code and let modders deal with it. Because, it seems silly to me that they can just take it away from you.
Yeah.
I know they love it. I know they love it because it's money for nothing, but it shouldn't really be allowed, and it's bad for the art form.
I agree. There's I know of game preservation museums that are trying to get hold of games that were online only, but the code has now just disappeared because that game company has moved on. They have no interest in the preservation of anything. And I find that just in general, actually, because we've moved to a digital age, conservation is just not thought of or valued in that way at all, because it's throwaway, which is, I suppose, systemic of how we treat a lot of things. But yeah, I like that. I think by law you should have an exit strategy for anything that is online owned, and that includes also for me online as a platform. So, like with the PS3 store closing, even though it's kind of been I knew that was going to happen. I still fucking did it.
Welcome to my world. Well, no, yeah, that's another good point. But you know, the other thing about you know that road you're going down there is that, I mean, I do understand the obligations can be quite draining for a company to keep everything going, but what they're doing is they're selling you something that they then have no obligation to maintain. And an example I want to point to here is Titanfall and Titanfall 2. So Titanfall, the servers are still online, but for over a year now you're unable to play because there's a hacker who, in revenge for something, like for being knocked off a leaderboard or something, he wrote a hack that basically fills up all the games. So basically you can't get a match. And they've done nothing about it for over a year.
And the game's still on sale, I'm assuming, and so on and so forth.
I have actually, Dazzy. I used to have I'm not a football fan, but I did used to get hooked on Football Manager. Oh, so badly.
The rabbit hole.
Yeah, and I don't know why. I think it's because I'm geeky like that, and I like the micromanagement. But the thing I'm really waiting for is for Frontier to release their F1 management game.
Yes.
That's what I'm excited for. I'll play the balls out of that if they do it properly. And what I'm hoping for is that they have a console version and it's co-op, so Simon and I can pitch our teams against each other.
Oh, God, yes. Perez on pole. Wow.
Where did I end up?
11.
P11. Oh, at least we're like on a row. Oh, no, we're not. I thought we were on a row together, but we're not. Well, you know, I don't think that's too bad. Like, 2 minutes or so into the session, I get binned out and still qualify 11th. That's not so bad.
Yeah.
It's going to make for an interesting race, at least.
Definitely. And so I could have gone a couple of attempts faster if I'd have hooked up all of my sectors together, but I would have still probably been 7th. So only another couple of attempts from my premium. I think what I might do is play the team game, and if we can orchestrate you getting ahead, I'd probably sit in your wing tracks, maybe.
That's very sweet of you.
Depending on how the start goes.
Why was I not as quick as Simon? They're a talented driver. They deserve the result.
Oh, you're in a press conference. Oh, yeah.
They're asking me questions about you. Like, why are you having a hard time pushing past the competition? Competition is brutal. They lack the confidence to go for overtakes. They're doing the best they can with the car we've got.
Ooh, that's going to make everyone sad. I like how your comments, though, will change my acclaim level.
Yeah, I think I like that too. I think that's a really cool touch.
Because that will change the offers like we get, I'm assuming, and our contracts. Juicy.
One second.
Let me have a quick sip of Dr. Pepper Zero.
Oh, you're not drinking the zero, are you? You heathen.
Definitely zero.
Yeah, I'm alright in zero form, but not drinks.
Drink you all day for no calories. I think it was because
Okay.
before I just bought this, I'd had an ice cream because it was really hot. So I was like, I think that yin yangs it out.
I guess maybe, but like I found like the drinks that have artificial sugar in taste really fucking awful. I used to drink a lot of Pepsi Zero, and then Pepsi Max and Coke Zero, but then I went back to the stuff with sugar in. I was like, okay, I can see why people tell me to stop drinking this. Right, so got some recovery work to do in the race. Got some low morale as well now, but I'm still Drivers' Championship leader. Let's 18 lap race. Let's make that happen. Oh, actually, do we have any R&D points to spend? Oh, we can't order any from the screen. Okay. Next session it is then.
That's helpful. I just got to draw your attention. I've got it on the screen just so that people can see it. Jeff's pre-race email to me. There's only one thing in this world that truly matters, proving that my side of the garage is, in fact, the best side of the garage by finishing miles ahead of definitely zero. Beat them by a minute or more, and there's a cookie in it for you. All right, Jeff.
Hold on. What the fucking hell is this? I always knew he was against me, ever since that game a few years ago where he told me to put slick tyres on during heavy rain.
Oh, yeah.
He's always favoured your side of the garage. Now I've got it in writing. I'm fucking leaving this team. You can have it.
Immediately. Oh, there we go. Errors occurred in the application F1 2021. I've game's crashed.